God, y'all interrupt me, dude.
I started talking first.
I was talking first.
I was talking first.
I
I'm going to
started
talk
revealing
about
that once I was
Apes.
asking Wake to do the socials, but you know
As
what?
you can see, we don't coordinate our pre-shows. So
No crap. Like the whole point. But no, I
I
finished the
hate
Glorious Masquerade event and it was great.
yeah.
I hate the thumbnail you chose, Cryptid. I want you
I
to know that.
also hate the it
Hey,
sucks. I don't know what's your
we got
obsession with
to
this 12-year-old.
we gotta support the new generation. All right.
Yeah,
We
well, his
already do.
character sucks.
Look, bro, I'm not supporting Miles and some other kid, bro. Okay, I'm doing it.
He's
Well,
like, I
I'm
have
like
to like support one young hero at a time.
I'm like Miles. I have this kid's first appearance, and God damn it, if I could aid in like getting this kid to popularize up and increase the value of my first appearance, I will.
Fuck off, Cryptid. Anyways, I'm gonna briefly talk about some of the stuff in the Glorious Masquerade because I don't know if I'm actually gonna be doing this live.
Okay, but before you do, real quick, I just want you to
Oh.
know I put the title Spider-Man PS5 New Direction, and then I put is the MCU over again?
I know.
You know, Jake. It's funny you talk about the Spider-Man. You want to title it that way since I have the thumbnail be about Spider-Boy. So is this the PS5 direction for the next game? Spider-Boy.
Off,
Sorry,
Cryptid.
Witch.
Anyways, can I talk about my thing
Yeah,
real
go
quick
ahead.
before we start?
Go ahead.
Okay, so keep in mind, this was the Glorious Masquerade event in Twisted Wonderland is so fucking long. It is 5 books. It's like 15 to 19 chapters, depending on which book you're in. They're so battle heavy. It's not even funny. There's only 2 twist tunes. Thank the gods, because I fucking hate doing the twist tunes. But you should have seen me playing those twist tunes. I was just like singing along because I know the actual song because I've been listening to it for over a fucking year. Anyways, fuck you, Rolo Flam. You and your stupid ass microbangs need to go to fucking therapy and leave me the fuck alone. I don't care about your sympathetic backstory. It's the same as Idia's, and I can only handle one of you guys at a time. And that person is Idia, because yeah, even though he's a gamer boy, he still has some redeeming qualities, like calling your bitch ass out. It's great. Yeah, I have almost all the cards from this event. I'm only missing 3. I'm missing Azul, Apple, and Idia's because I have everyone else's. Because I grinded for Malleus Draconia because he is the love of my life apparently, and I had to get him, and then I got him. Also, thanks to this event, I have significantly less storage on my phone, so that's fun.
Cryptid.
What? What?
You're to blame for something. Or I don't know what it is, but you.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just here reviewing some of the books I have right now. What happened? What am I being blamed for?
Everything, Spider Boy, everything.
The Witch Crisis, okay? Witch's Crisis.
Yeah, my
Oh,
crisis.
next thing you guys are going to say is, I'm the reason why Dan Slott is back into Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Absolutely are.
exactly.
You spoke it into existence.
No, if you're supporting his books, you are. That's directly your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault, man. You know, we could cut out Spider Boy and Captain Marvel so I could talk about Twisted Wonderland, or they can talk about his movie.
Wait. I already have my slot saved for if we cut out Captain Marvel. Okay. I reserved it. Okay. Just make that clear.
Okay.
But yes, if we have extra time, we will talk about which is Twisted Wonderland.
I'll go through the basic plot, but I highly doubt
we have extra
time, so I'm not gonna.
If we have extra.
I'll try my best to do my own live. Maybe I can convince my friend Ashley to come on over and we can have this live. But we'll have to see each other's schedules because she's also chronically ill, just like Lily, and I have to make sure that no one dies and fits everyone's schedule. So
we pray.
Cryptid.
Yeah, Cryptid.
What? Jeez, I'm being blamed for everything tonight.
I literally was like asking you about our guest, and you're like, "Oh, she's fine," and I'm like, "Sorry that not everyone's charismatic like another one of our guests, which I will not name the names for privacy purposes." Not everyone's gonna be super charismatic and know all the topics. So
yes, but so I read Sonic Endless Summer. It was a fun book. Just want to say that.
The summer ended. He lied. The book title's a lie.
Listen, all right. Listen, it was Sonic showing off why he lives to be free. Okay, he inspires other people to be free with life. Also, I'm pretty sure he didn't get the thing he asked Tails asked him to get, but I could be mistaken. That actually might have been a thing. Whatever. Okay. But listen, the Babylon Rogues were in it. So if you like Jet, like IDW seems to like nowadays, go read it. Also, if you like Tangle and Whisper, which really sell the books, go read it. Okay. Also, if you want further development on Jewel as a character, go read it. All right. Just saying.
You don't even like Jewel.
She's okay. She grew on me. All right. This one she grew on me. She got over her problems. Or she tried to. Also, we got a lot of funny sight gags too. There were a lot of good paneling and sight gags in that issue. I really appreciate it.
anyways,
yeah.
I'm
all
gonna
right.
talk about all my gay manga. I'm just kidding. Now we'll save the gay manga for my own personal live streams.
Get your co-stars. That could be a Thursday night. Get the co-stars on my game manga.
No, I'll save that for like a Friday night.
You know what? Also, a Monster Appreciation Month, which I just made up right now. We also watch Gamera 3. Revenge of Iris. Do that.
While you're recommending that, to all my BL stands, go watch the Dokusei movie because it's only an hour long and it's super good. It's super fruity and it gives you what you want.
Yes.
What does your butt lift friends have to do with that movie?
Hey, nothing wrong with wanting some wholesome gay shit. After I finished Banana Fish for the first time, I was like, I need to go watch something wholesome, and then I watched Dokusei because at least that didn't tear my heart into threads.
Listen, good shit. Good shit.
Also, I know you guys don't want to watch my gay anime movies, so I keep that to myself.
I think we watch every gay anime movie.
No, not all.
Promare and the other one that's slipping my mind. It's on Netflix or top tier. You should watch those. It's not just about being gay. It's about being good cinema.
Boys Over Flowers.
Speaking of being gay, Loki, who is not gay, is the show trash now? Is that where we're at?
Loki, who will tell you he could have been gay, but not actually tell you how or why or when.
Let's save it for when we get to that topic, guys. All right, save the material because audience, I think each one of us has our own personal gripes with this past episode of Loki. So
this is a Comic Phanatic original. This has never happened before.
After rewatching it, I wish Jake rewatched it too. I wish I told him to. Because I feel like that episode does go over the problem that he had. If his problem is still the same thing.
I think it is. But okay, as usual, I will recap the episode and then we will save our disagreements.
Yay.
Recaps over. So it goes quicker.
Anyway. Yep.
All right. Well, you guys want to start off?
Yeah.
We got 3 minutes. What was your comic of the week?
Oh, do you guys even have to take a guess? Come on.
I'm gonna go with the superior team of Otto and Spider-Man. No, I mean Gotham War.
Thank God it's over. Just want to say that.
The final issue of your favorite.
I swear, audience, Gotham War made me want to punch a dick so badly.
Wait,
I'll add more context to that later. So,
first off, who are you people? How about we introduce ourselves?
Okay.
Yeah, how about we do?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have 2 more minutes. I'm not doing.
Okay. Find a way to take up 2 minutes. Come on. Go ahead.
Go play Twisted Wonderland because it's really fun. And you get pretty anime boys who are basically Disney villains, but not really. But they all have issues and they all need therapy.
Wait, let me do it. So, you brought this up a while back. I wanted to bring this up to you. You said the Marvel should do a race, and I said they did do a race. Well, I went back and read that race. The fastest person in Marvel Comics is Barry Allen's The Flash.
Don't get me fucking started
So-
with that bullshit.
In the middle of that race, Barry Allen, who just died in Crisis, teleported to Marvel Universe without his memory, entered the race, and then smoked everybody by far. And then when
Yeah,
they
I
asked him
know.
what
I
his
saw
name
the. I
was,
know the. I read that book. I saw the videos. I know. And you know what? It's
And they
not even
asked-
accurate.
No.
That whole race is not even fully accurate because they don't have every single speedster at that time. Where is my boy JP at? Where's North Star? Where is he?
they asked him what his name is, and he said, I think my name was Buried Alive.
Like something
And they called him
alien.
the fastest
Something
man
alien.
alive.
That's all I remember.
It was Buried Alien. That's what it was. And then they called him the fastest man alive, and then he runs away.
And he's like, bye, bitches. Go back to my own
So there you
universe.
go.
Yeah.
And I still need to find a way to watch the Ruby Justice League crossover movie, the second part of it. And
You
then once I do,
pirated it. I mean, not
Yeah,
pirated.
I'm
well,
trying to pirate it,
yes.
but I can't find it anywhere. So if you find it, send it to me.
We don't support pirating here on the channel. We're more talking about like pirating and then going out in the store and like.
We do, however, find it hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, 10:30.
All right, 10:30, guys. Well, let's get started. Welcome to Comic Phanatic Live. You're here with me, Zeker 415, here to talk about you guys with apes and spiders.
And it is I, Jake Talonal, the one who roams in the summer on a nighttime sky. There you go.
Anyway, I guess it's me, Austin Ace Comics, and I'm just happy to be here. I guess.
Mhm.
I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and I fucking hate daylight savings. Because I live in Arizona.
Together we form the Fanatics, the comic
Yay.
Fanatics.
that we
Mhm.
Fanatics, whatever you want to call us, and then we talk about
That's-
this week.
Fantics
That's
are
a
Earth
terrible
2.
robot.
Fantics are Earth 2 versions of us.
The Earth 2
That's
versions
a
of
terrible robot, by the way. If we came together like Voltron, that means all of us are arms and legs, and then there's no middle body, and then we all are, and there's no head. Like what happens there?
If Philly was here, we'd have him. Okay, we'd have him.
Well,
We would have a full Voltron.
yeah.
You know, but
But anyway, go ahead, Jake.
well, I did want to ask: have you guys heard an echo
I
recently?
have.
You guys want to talk about that Echo trailer? Okay, I thought you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I actually liked it.
I liked it too, but
It's what
suspect
Secret
it's-
Invasion could have given us.
I suspect it's just good.
I don't think so.
No.
I suspect it's just good editing. I still don't really trust.
Yeah.
this.
We'll have to
No.
wait and see
Wait.
for the show to actually come out. But I do have some
How-
hopes for
wait.
it.
Since you like the trailer, will you go over what you like first, and then I'll tell you my worries with the show, the trailer.
Okay, where do I start with this? I like that it's, I guess, more, I wouldn't say down to earth, but it's more grounded. I feel like that's the word I could use for this. And we haven't really gotten a show in the MCU like this. Like, what's the closest? Probably Hawkeye, but I didn't really like Hawkeye.
Falcon and
that
Winter
much.
Soldier 2 as well.
Yeah, Falcon
Daredevil
Winter Soldier,
season 1.
That did have a bit more fantasy.
Which side of the MCU?
Powers?
Yeah, Daredevil's in the MCU. Come on.
Daredevil season 1 is not. Well, it's in the old MCU. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
As you were saying, which side we cut you off?
I like that we can finally see more blood. I like the blood. Also, good to know that Kingpin isn't ableist in the MCU. That's lovely. That's cool because if anyone knows anything about Kingpin in recent years, he's married to a woman with DID, which is fun.
Mhm.
He actually does really love her, so that works. Yay! Also, finally gets to see more about Echo in the MCU, more than just the one show that she was in. So, and also, if this show actually turns out good, I'm gonna laugh in all of these bitches' faces. So,
If it turns out good, we'll let you do a whole 30-minute segment just bragging about everything you like, how everybody was wrong, everything.
Yeah. You could tell us I told you so, Witch. All right, you.
Whole series? Are we waiting for the series? Or
I will. Go ahead, Jake.
I'm saying, like, for bragging rights, does the whole series have to be good, or just more episodes than we thought would be good?
If most of the show is good, it counts.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I will get those bragging rights because I'm like one of the only few people on here that actually didn't hate the character of Echo in the Hawkeye series. So
I mean, I
I
didn't
want to go
hate
break it down.
the
I didn't hate her.
character.
I just didn't feel like she fit in that show at all.
That's my stance too.
and you still were giving her shit even afterwards. So I have to like go in and defend a character
Yeah.
I barely even knew anything about.
Finding out about the actress, yeah. I mean, like, come on, Marvel, you're putting a lot of stake in this character and this actress, you know.
I'm like,
What?
okay, for what she's given for being a deaf actress, she did amazing. Okay, at least give her that credit. Because it's hard to be like a disabled actor out there, especially in this day and age. So, I'm here to give people a chance if they're new in the industry. Okay? So not every actor who joins the MCU is going to be fucking perfect, okay?
Yeah, I remember Brie Wilson's Carol Danvers.
Yeah. And not every character needs their own show, but look where we're at.
Hey, we all saw Secret Invasion, and we all saw how shit that was.
Let Austin speak.
My major concern, like I would agree with Witch and Jake, this trailer looks great. But like Jake brought up, it might be great editing. So if you look at this, there's a lot of stuff Disney is doing here that makes me think they are just sending out to die and try to make it most as they can. Because not only is this going to be the first show where they just put out all the episodes in one go, which is unheard of for them, they're also streaming it at the same time on Hulu and Disney Plus.
Thank you for bringing that up.
I completely forgot.
So while I do think the trailer looks good, it does feel like they're trying to get it out the way instead of just out there to die. In a sense,
I've heard
they're making as much as they can as fast as they can and move on.
Well, I agree. I've heard the counter argument. I just want to point out the counter argument, the Steel Man argument, that they're doing that because they're confident. At least as far as they're putting it on Hulu and Disney Plus at the same time because they know it's more adult. So they're putting it on there just so, like, the kid audience doesn't have to see. The kid audience to see it, the adult audience will. That's the argument I've heard about that. And they're confident enough.
What did you say?
That they're having it on Disney Plus and Hulu at the same time because Disney might see. This is the argument I've heard. That Disney Plus is more for a younger audience, or at least that's the perception. And Hulu would be more for an adult audience, so it's just there to have both of those avenues in case someone's not seeing it.
What was the point of adding the quote unquote adult feature to Disney Plus? What was even the point of that?
Yeah, that would be ignoring that Daredevil, Punisher, and all that is on Disney Plus. It's not on Hulu.
I'm just giving you the arguments. I'm not saying I agree with them, but
that I understand what you mean. But like I said, it being the first time they're doing it, I do agree that they could be confident. But us who looked at all the reports and stuff we saw,
the show does.
Yeah. And while you're right, they could be confident. With all the reports that we heard and all the confirmed reshoots we did see, I don't know. Because the last time we heard any type of report of the show, it was that Kevin Feige didn't like it. So this stuff fits along the line of that report.
As well as the fact that they delayed it, that it was supposed to come out this year. That also is a bit weird.
And
delays.
They delayed it because of the reshoots.
Yeah, and I want to say, like, delays aren't inherently a bad thing. By the way, I'm just saying, like, just the timing of it.
Yeah, like that, they could have fixed the show. The show could be good. I'm open to it. Like I said, the actual character of Echo, I do like, and Daredevil Kingpin being here, on Kingpin isn't getting beat up by like a 16-year-old again. I think that would be pretty cool, But I'm willing to be as open as I can with the show. But I'm just saying everything we saw lines up with what we heard before. It could, even if that's not what they're doing.
But yeah, you think we're done here, or are we at?
Yeah. If I'm correct, I do get bragging rights because I've been defending this character since day.
Can you guys hear me?
It also works. Yes. In fact, you get double bragging rights if Cryptid likes the show.
Oh.
Hey, I'm watching. Wait, I'm not watching it.
What?
No.
No, no,
You have
no,
to at least check
no.
out the
It's
first
only
episode.
fair.
Dude, I have like better things to do than waste 8 hours of my life in a week. You know, I'm a busy man.
You don't know it's a waste until you actually give it a try.
You can do it with She-Hulk. You
Yeah,
can watch
like-
that episode. You can watch the.
It's like I can.
I
live
gave
with
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, but still,
I-
at least watch Echo.
Yeah.
Ah,
Cut that. Let me put it to you
Yeah.
like this. You gave She-Hulk 10 minutes. Okay. It was far off the mark.
That
You
is
can
true.
get
You
Echo.
did give She-Hulk 10 minutes.
I gave it 10 minutes, and and everybody here in this group forced me. No, you guys pressured me to watch that finale.
But
And look what happened.
Peer pressure.
You can watch 10 minutes of Echo at least, just 10 minutes. Calm.
I'll give 10 minutes a try, but that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
Okay.
you, even if you don't
And you know, this
keep up the show,
topic.
I would like to at
relates
least have your
another one
first
that we
impression.
did.
All right.
But going back to when Austin was talking about Kingpin, I was cut off apparently, so I couldn't respond. Yeah, I feel like with Kingpin, you entered a real no-win situation with him because it seems like he's going to be the bad guy of this series, isn't he?
From what we've seen in the trailer, maybe, but we're not 100% sure. It could be anyone.
So-
Really, it should be, but it might, based on Daredevil also being in the show, it probably won't be a 1v1 against Kingpin, and he just loses again. I feel like whatever happened, I feel like Kingpin might win in this series to lose in Daredevil.
They have to because,
However,
Yeah.
I have a theory. So not all villains need to be an actual person. You know, I can't remember the actual term for it, but it could just be like more of a societal villain, I guess you could say. It's like the man versus this, you know, man versus environment, man versus psychological. I can't remember
She's not fighting. She's not fighting Kingpin. She's fighting the criminal element. Okay, that's what it is.
Okay.
So we're not 100% sure who the actual villain is, and I like that because it gets a bit of mystery in there.
She's fighting the criminal element with her new.
But everything in the trailer points to Kingpin and how involved he was in her origin and how she's saying
Yeah, but you know
how he built her up to fight him in terms of the trailer.
Yeah. But we'll see. Echo.
She's going to be fighting the. She's going.
And let me just put this up. If the show is listen, I don't want the show to be bad because I'd rather the MCU have a smooth sailing if it's earned it. But
no,
let's say the show is terrible. Can we give those trailer editors a good job? Because they did amazing. And
as long as it's
they
better
don't need
than
a good
Secret
job because they're
Invasion,
good at lying. Fuck them.
The point of the trailer editor, is to get you to watch the show, and if he did that or she did that,
if they should edit it based on what they saw. If what they saw was trash, I should have had a trash trailer.
Listen, they are journalists. They're editors. I condone lying for editors. Okay.
Mhm.
Don't you ever condone lies? See, you're not a Cap fan. I don't want to talk to you.
as long as this show is better than Secret Invasion, I feel like I've won.
That should be a very low.
You know what? I'll give Witch that.
Yeah.
Even if I don't like the show, if it's better than Secret Invasion, I'll boost it up 3 points.
All right.
Is anybody excited over her new powers? Because apparently, the director considered her comic book powers to be lame.
I saw that and I was like, you fucking bullshit, and you brought in Taskmaster into the MCU and you're changing Echo's powers?
That's why I was confused about what is the new power.
Is she getting the Phoenix or something? What the hell is she getting?
Apparently, she has sharpshooting powers that are guided by the spirit of her ancestors or something like that.
Well, that's cool and all, but at the same time, you can still have her original ability go along with
that's
that.
Cool, but other characters already have that power. No, you just made her Bullseye without the ancestors. He doesn't miss anyway.
That's why he's gonna.
I hate when they change the powers of characters whose powers were originally pretty good, like Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
I think I haven't.
I just think
weird it's weird that they're doing that to her, but Daredevil is the same shit.
I think the issue with Echo is that they wanted a flashy power because they realized, we can't just have her, compete hand to hand because there are many strong women in Marvel at the moment who are excellent hand-to-hand fighters who are also packing
Then they should have picked
weapons.
a different
But it's
character. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, yeah.
But it's like in the Hawkeye series, no one really had powers, and it was fine.
Yeah, but they also had weapons. They had trademark weapons. They had flashy appeal to them. Echo, she's just a chick who wears black and is
Okay, a
somewhat
lot
good
of
at
superheroes
fighting.
wear
That's
black
okay.
privilege.
Even that's okay. If she has a strong character, no one's gonna really care. The powers are just to make it more appealing, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a reason we like Peter Parker as Spider-Man because we like his character. Well, there's like 50 other Spider-Man to like. You know what I mean?
Sure, there's over 300 now. That's a
That's,
factual number.
that's true. That's true.
There's a video out there counting.
But
every
out of
single
all
member of
those
Spider-Man.
300, Peter Parker is still the top because we love his character so much and we wish the writers would treat him better. So,
For real,
Gotcha.
I'm surprised he survived in Marvel Zombies, this new book.
Okay. But anyway, guys, I think we talked so much about this topic. We got a bunch to go, so I think we should be moving on.
yeah. Is it,
All right.
so what about the crisis on infinite MCUs? What's going on with that? The MCU.
Can I
Who wants to start?
Like that. That's not what. Don't do that. It makes it sound like we're done. No, it makes it sound like we're talking about something completely different.
I know. I was like, but I was there. I wanted to try it. But anyway.
This came on the behest of a Variety news article. But who wants to start?
Can I start?
Can I go?
I need to talk about
Let
this.
go.
Okay, so they're saying this, that the MCU is in shambles and all that jazz. However, when the new Marvel thing comes out, you know damn well people are going to be watching it the moment it comes out. Like the Marvels is coming out this coming up weekend, you know. Loki's still out and is doing fairly well for the most part. You know, many people are excited for like a lot of the other shows that are coming out. And I know damn well these same people that are complaining about this are still going to be going to see these movies when they come out and watching these shows when they come out. So I don't want to hear these people complain without a good fucking argument.
I don't.
Like I get it, we all have
so.
superhero fatigue, but I bet your ass that people are still going to be watching these movies regardless, even if it is to hate on them.
Based on the sale numbers, there not enough people aren't watching them like they used to.
Yes.
Loki already had a built-in fan base, so that's why he's doing well. The Marvel, I've let the Marvel be the real telltale of what state we're in, because the trail. I think we all agree the trailer looks good at the very least, right?
Yep. Yeah. The Marvels will be. The Marvels will be.
Get over there. Are there people willing to get over how they feel about Carol to check out this movie? I believe so. Maybe.
It's because she's
Will there be enough?
Other characters bouncing off of her, like Kamala and Monica, which are characters that people actually really like.
I think the Marvels will be.
I think that'd be the best medium to see what state the MCU is in when it comes to sales. Go ahead, Kirby.
I think the Marvels will be the ultimate test as showing what the IP is with the MCU as a whole, because the first movie, it was a financial success because the MCU had an excellent IP, like everybody wanted to go see a Marvel movie no matter what it was. Nowadays, not looking too good. Like a lot of people are turning off, whether it be superhero fatigue, whether it be the direction the movies are going towards. But regardless,
and you want to know
might be a bomb.
Problem? You want to know what's another fucking problem? It's these quote unquote reviewers and journalists that are being like, oh, the MCU is woke now because God forbid they have a person of color in their freaking medium or a woman and have any sort of fucking power. So it's like, sorry if I'm not going to trust you guys with those freaking opinions that you guys have until I go see it myself, because it's like, I don't trust your opinion because 9 times out of 10, your opinion is wrong and stupid and it's biased because of your freaking ignorance.
Like, I gotta be honest, I was going to skip this movie if it wasn't for Kamala Khan being in it.
Oh, I was going to see this movie regardless. Now, especially since there's an actor from a Korean drama I really like in it, I kind of have to see it. Because
I wasn't going to go see it at all until I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
So, but the main thing I want to talk about with this topic, so we had like 4 pieces of news that made up this topic.
Yep.
So I want to debunk the first one. So people were getting mad and kept saying, "Oh, apparently Marvel wanted Blade to be an all-female led thing at first." That is not that's true. No, listen, that is not true. That is lies that people put out. because the original director and original writers all said that was never a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
The best I could think of for that argument was that may have been a draft at one point, not the final product, because Blade's been going through a lot of rewrites.
And it's like,
and
how hard is
directors,
it to write a goddamn Blade movie? It is not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Do you
pretty
want to
hard.
write a witch? Do you want to write a witch?
Hey, I never said I was a Blade writer. I don't read a lot of the Blade comics.
Yeah,
but it
they're
should
not
be
just
that
trying to
goddamn
write
hard
a
to write a
Blade.
Blade story.
They're not just trying to write a Blade story. They're trying to write a good Blade story. There's a reason people don't talk about Blade books.
Yep.
There's a chance the box office might do fine anyway. We'll have to see because so far I'm reading this article by what's this? The Times of Indian, I think. So the pre-sales are low, and it could be a number of things. It could just be.
We're talking about Blade now.
Okay. Let's stay on topic. All right, so
the Marvel's pre-sales are low, and it could be either because of the lack of interest or the fact that actors haven't been able to promote the film because that strike is still.
It's mostly that because SAG is still striking.
But it's also what I did find out, and I didn't know this, according to this article, apparently this movie leads into Deadpool 3, which I have not fact checked.
Dude, if they
not
bring
anything confirmed, they just what people believe.
I'm not if they put in Deadpool in the Marvels, that just shows how bottom of the barrel Marvel really feels about this film because they needed to put Deadpool in this itself.
No, that's not necessarily fair. He can just be a post-credit scene.
And also,
his movie.
That's why people went to see Captain Marvel anyway, because it led into Infinity War. So Captain Marvel's had a history of relying on something else to survive. So,
Captain Marvel came out after, didn't it? Infinity War.
Captain Marvel.
They came out after Infinity War, but before Endgame, and they kept pushing as you had to watch this to watch Endgame.
Yeah. So, which people wanted to see. So I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I mean, I wouldn't tell you exactly. I guess you never really knew where Captain Marvel stood because, again, everyone was.
We barely saw her after Endgame. We only saw her in quick cameos.
Well, everyone was only watching Captain Marvel to begin with because she was the stepping stone to something else. It seemed like, or you were genuinely interested. So I guess I don't know how much of a
and then people mostly didn't like her film, and then the film that they hyped her up so much to be a part of, she had one scene. She had two scenes.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't know. I don't really know if the Marvels is a milestone because maybe it's just what it was anyway. You know what I mean? And I guess this also ties into the MCU and Crisis topic I wanted to talk about. Do you think we should forget the Avengers, like the original cast? Should we just have Avengers again? Should we just have like the new Avengers by now? I think that's really
we have enough people to have a new Avengers team.
Well, I wanted to say this because this was another part of the topic. Because remember, they were talking about bringing the Avengers back, or that's what the big news.
I know. That's why I wanted to finish Blade and then go to that.
Okay,
it's multiple things in this part.
All right, go into it.
But which is talking about just make a good Blade film. I think it also depends on everything they were trying to do right now. Because if Blade just introduced vampires in MCU, like where do you go from there? Like what happens now? Apparently he's with the Black Knight for no reason. You know what I mean?
And that was in a post-credit scene in the Eternals, and I mean, maybe they're trying to do Midnight Suns, but I highly doubt it. If they do Midnight Suns, that should be like a special presentation or something. I don't know.
I think Blade should just be a TV show at this point.
Yeah, I can see that. And I know part of the reason why it's taking them so long for them to make a Blade movie is because they're trying to replicate the greatness of the first movies. Even though the third one was crap, but we don't talk about the third movie.
And also, Blade doesn't really have a lot of, well, I would say stories. They have stories he can do. He don't have a lot of villains that you can do. Especially, we assume Blade will get a trilogy if they did it, right? We're not assuming it's a one-off.
Probably. I think like if Blade was like fully introduced in the MCU, they would probably have him hang out with Werewolf by Night or Moon Knight, for that matter. I don't know what they can do. And maybe Black Knight could be in there somewhere, but I make no promises on that.
They probably should do, instead of giving Blade a trilogy, probably do like an anthology type thing. So like the first part is Blade, and then Blade shows up in like Ghost Rider's thing. The second part of this thing is Ghost Rider and something like that, and then do like a Midnight Suns thing.
I think
If they
Midnight
can't
Suns will
figure
be
out how to
more
make it work,
interesting than Young Avengers in the MCU, honestly.
yeah,
Because with the success of Werewolf by Night, because from my knowledge, a lot of people liked it.
It was well
they could
received.
maybe they could possibly pull off Midnight Suns if they do everything right.
yeah.
Because we've already gotten introduced to Black Knight. We already have Moon Knight. Like, we just need Blade and maybe a couple others. As long
I
as
think
don't
you
put
just need
fucking
either
Spiderman
Ghost Rider
Batman,
or
Elsa
you just need
Bloodstone.
Ghost Rider, or you can do the Hellstrom siblings.
oh, damn it, Hellstrom.
Okay,
Him and his sister Satana was in the last one, if I remember correctly.
gotcha.
But down to the next topic before Jake cuts it off again.
Yeah.
By the way, people are mad about the original Avengers coming back for Secret Wars, and potentially moving on from Kang to Doctor Doom. Am I the only person who thought we were doing that anyway?
I thought we were already on the verge of that with the news of Fantastic Four.
With Doctor Doom, we all are expecting him to pop up at some point in the MCU, but the question is,
and that whole thing.
Yeah, but the question is like whether MCU feels like they need to bring him in fast because it seems like Kang isn't. There's not a lot of stock going on with Kang right now. Like, who here is excited for? Oh, the Kang is finally going to strike as much as they were excited for Thanos. You know.
I am.
Really I mean,
okay, you're the one.
I want to see more with Kang.
The one.
I am only because I'm the person who I can let go him losing the ants because that's what he did before. You know, that's how he lost the first time he showed up.
I've seen the man die 3 times already. Like,
no, you didn't. You saw 3 different versions. We don't know who what main Kane is.
I need some spice we need some spice with the character. We can't keep seeing the character die. Like, you know.
I mean, that's the fun of it.
No.
You're just no fun, Cryptid. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever reflected on the fact that you're no fun?
Boo, I know how to have fun. I just have too much fun.
And you don't know how Instagram or Twitter works?
Because I have a life, which...
I also have a life, but sometimes I have to...
Okay. So let's go, Austin.
Going in depth about what I meant, if anyone who read Secret Wars, the first one, the only thing anyone ever talks about and will tell you about is Spider-Man getting a symbiote suit, even though it wasn't a symbiote yet. That's the only thing I heard anybody ever talk about that first book.
You know, as long as you don't bring the Beyonder in, I think I'll be okay because the Beyonder sucks.
Yeah, exactly. And we haven't had any hint of doing the Beyonder or setting any of that up, what you need for that book. So I automatically
can it be 100% real? Can it be 100% real? Even though I don't like the Beyonder, I feel like the Beyonder would have worked better than Kang in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But since Kang has a bigger name presence, I think that's why they did Kang instead. That's my theory. I could be wrong.
I think they did Kang because he's the actual Avengers, like full-on villain. But I think from what we know, they didn't have a real game plan in this phase. For some reason.
This was Phase 4 is a very experimental phase. I don't know if we're still in Phase 4 or if we're in Phase 5 already, but this has been a very experimental era.
Yeah, and we do know how they changed Kang's ending and stuff in Ant-Man right before it released and stuff like that. So I don't know, but with them not doing the Beyonder or anything, I always assumed we're doing Secret Wars 2015. So what I thought in Kang's Dynasty, because Kang, at least they keep alluding that he's related to Doom. They refuse to just say he is. If you read comics, every time they meet, they're like, maybe you're related to me, maybe you're me, stuff like that. They say it every time. It gets annoying.
Oh, you know what's another thing I realized? So I think another reason why they brought in Kang was so that they can bring in Nathaniel Richards so that we can have Young Avengers.
We've had like We've had like 5 members of the Young Avengers pop up already in the MCU, and there's no sign of a Young Avengers movie or project coming up.
They should just have a special.
They made so many young heroes. They can make their own Young Avengers. We can have 2 teams by this point. Well, how many people did it meet?
We have more
Yeah.
Young Avengers and Champions, but I do agree we can't order.
They're going to blend the two, which we all
I
know
hate
it.
that. Everyone on comic Twitter hates that too. We all hate that idea, but we're gonna have to suck it up anyways.
The MCU is like, okay, the audience may have hated Kamala being the first mutant, so let's make her the first Young Avenger.
Fuck off!
Regardless, she wouldn't be the first. She wasn't the first introduced.
Somewhere along the lines.
Wasn't Professor X introduced?
Anyway.
Yeah.
I can't like 2015 Secret Wars still fresh in everyone's mind. So I always assumed that Kane gonna be the first part, and then Doom's gonna be the second part.
Do you think we're gonna get Battle
And
World?
we're gonna start with Doom reaching the top and losing, and then rebuilding himself in the same sense of Secret Wars 2015. That's what I thought we were doing. Like that, and the original Avengers coming back. Of course, we're getting multiverse versions. People thought Tony Stark was gonna be in Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
We all thought it was gonna be Tom Cruise Iron Man.
And people already assumed that not Tony Stark was gonna come back as the AI or something for like Riri. I always assumed they were coming back for Secret Wars in some way or another. But apparently everyone else finally seen that news. Apparently it means the MCU's in shambles. Like I'm confused.
I don't believe it's in shambles. I believe it's in like a slow period right now. And then maybe you'll have a renaissance. Who knows, to be honest with you? We don't know what the future holds. We can't freaking time travel like Loki right now. But
the box office for the next MCU film will be very telling as to whether MCU is at crisis right now. So even if it is on crisis,
don't forget about international box office is cryptid. I know you only care about America, but box offices international do matter.
Even if we are in a crisis right now, that doesn't mean like the MCU can't fix it. But we would have to acknowledge, they're in a bit of a slump. They're in a big trouble right now, So.
I wouldn't say in a trouble. I say they're in a slow era.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I wouldn't use the Marvel as that cornerstone in. So we know a lot of people don't like Carol, and you can't advertise the movie really. So maybe we should wait till the first movie after the strike ends. If you want to do it like that.
I just saw something about the strike just recently. So.
Okay. Before we get to that, Austin, you said there were multiple parts to this. Was there another part you wanted to talk about?
The last one was more about what Jake said a few weeks ago about Loki's place in all this, but we can get more on that when we go to the Loki topic. I thought it was before that when I said that. But,
Okay, we'll save that. We'll save that for the Loki topic. All right.
Any other thoughts?
Fuck all of the toxic, bigoted men on the internet.
Yeah, Jake.
I forgot all my thoughts. So.
Jeez, I thought you were going to have more input on this, man.
I did. Then I forgot what I was going to say. So now I guess we can keep going.
Oh, God. All right, then. Well, audience, with that, let's move on to the next topic. And I'll call this one the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trailer finally comes out.
That's okay, trailer.
43:20. I just like how this finally goes up to the point where the planet is. It comes full circle. The planet is officially run by apes at this point.
Yeah, we have.
Apparently, we should be at the point of the first movie, like the first ever movie.
Okay, but it's funny you should bring that up, Austin, because I gotta ask. So you're telling me that the kid, the little girl from the last movie, the one who was being called Nova, she actually did grow up into being the Nova from the first film?
Originally, they were saying that, but I think they changed it now that they're continuing the movies.
Okay. Wow. So Ape Society really did come a long way in a short time. Like, they're speaking full English now.
Yeah.
And it looks like society has gone. It looks like Ape Society has gone so advanced that they're at the point where you're going to have colonizer apes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, it's like you saw a lot of apes coming in by ship, which I think ties into the comic that came out from Marvel. You guys remember I was talking about Pug?
Yeah.
Yep, the war gorilla, or who's known as the smartest gorilla the apes had in Europe. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be coming into this film. I don't know how large of a role he's going to have, but it's nice to know that I didn't waste my time reading that book. At least,
Wait. Did Disney own this film?
Yes, don't they?
If it's FX, then yeah. I'll look it up.
I
You talk.
mean, Disney. I recall Marvel had a whole bunch of variant covers promoting Planet of the Apes not
I
too
haven't
long
seen
Oh, you
any
ago.
said
of
they bought
those. I
the.
only saw the Miss Minutes ones.
No,
Hmm.
yeah, they own it, and
Yep.
they own it. So this is technically a Disney film.
Yay!
So
Wait,
yeah,
so with
Disney
no.
knowing them, they most likely is not gonna care about the original film anymore. They're gonna make their own.
Oh wow, which is kind of sad, but at the same time,
It'd be a
we're in a
lineup
different
great anyway, to be honest.
yeah, we're in a different generation right now. Much time has passed since the first film of this remake of Planet of the Apes. Um. So, question: do you guys think we're going to get Taylor?
In this movie, no, I think he'll be in the next film. I think we're gonna get a whole trilogy leading up to either him coming in the middle or leading up to when he arrived.
I mean, yeah, because I would like for that. Because in the first movie, right, they actually did have an Easter egg. Because you saw like in the background, someone had a TV on, right, that was reporting the live coverage of a spaceship. I think it was called Icarus or whatever, as it was
Yep.
flying off into space. And that so happened to be the same name of the spaceship the three humans were in the original Planet of the Apes movie where they
Later,
crash landed.
it says they were lost in space. So
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that would be an interesting twist, like just to see that, we all are adapted with the layout of this film, of this world right now, right? So just to see it from a new person's perspective coming back home and you're like, oh, good Lord, what happened? It was only 20 years. Like,
I forgot nukes because that
yeah.
was a part of the first movie, the very first one, that there was a nuclear apocalypse, and that was what I worried about the humans for. So,
And this one they didn't do that though, and I think it's or if they did, the apes did it because from everything we know, the last humanity died in the last film.
by a virus. There were no nukes.
Well,
Just a
yeah,
lot of
not died,
snow.
but the last humanity failed in the last film.
The last intelligence of humanity, Because in case the audience needs a little recap, apparently, yeah, the same serum that gave the apes their intelligence also permanently brain damaged all future generations of humans. So yeah,
It basically role reverse. It made them smart, it made us dumb.
yes, we lost our place in the circle, not the circle of life, but in the animal kingdom.
Yeah, but like Jake said, without the nukes, I don't think. Oh, my bad, Jake. Go ahead.
No, I said it. I said what that. No, I said something. I don't know what I said.
Mm-hmm.
But agreeing with what Jake said, though, without the nukes, I guess, unless the apes have their own nuclear war and just like, well, we just blame humans. What do you think they do? I guess they're gonna have to redo the first movie in their own way.
Yeah, because in the audience, in case you're not up to date on the original Planet of the Apes, I mean, you're like what 60 or 70 years too
You
late
should
for this
watch it.
spoiler.
That movie's amazing.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely appreciate it for the product of its time, But like,
you know that line, "You damn dirty ape." You have to hear the whole film to it. It's like
yeah.
There was like 3 lines I reheard that we always knew, but didn't know it came from this movie.
Yeah. Do you guys think they're going to bring in the mutants?
I don't think so. And without the nuclear war, there's no point.
Yeah, because like even in the original trilogy, right? The mutants, that was a really left field sort of play to introduce into this story, you know?
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, nobody's a fan of those mutants. Like they're almost like a forgotten plot, you know? We all just want to see apes rise.
This would be a commentary on like on being slaves to technology and all this. I forgot. It did have a point to it. It wasn't really as strong as just the apes being in charge. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case the audience needs to know, like the last remaining intelligent humans that are left are mutants, and their god is a literal atomic bomb.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that. I think at worst we'll probably get you'll find out like some of the rich and elite was able to hold down in a bunker all this time, and now they're trying to make their comeback. I can see that being a thing, but that's about it.
Okay.
Without the nuclear war, you kind of take away a lot from the original trilogy.
Now that's a proper way to modernize it. Yeah. Saying like only the wealthy were able to survive while the below people remained apes. Like, damn. You know?
if you were a really smart human and then the virus affected you, do you just become average intelligence instead of just completely dumb? Or does it take longer?
You keep progressing until you become primal. It doesn't make you dumber in a sense. It makes you give into your base instinct. I guess I'll play that.
What ended up happening was that this virus was toxic to humans in general. Like it was COVID on steroids. It was a mass extinction, a virus. And the people we saw that are left, they were the lucky ones who had an immunity to it by whatever reason.
He's right. It was killing them at first, and then it mutated and started making them basically into what apes were for us.
Yeah. No, the humans that kept their intelligence, they remained fine, but it's just that their offsprings are now going to have mental damage, you know? So they're like, damn, this was the last generation of humans.
Yeah.
No, remember the last one, even if you had the immunity, if you touched the item with it, you still got infected. That's how the main bad guy was.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, true. Yeah, I recall that now. Yeah. I guess
if you just basically due to like the airborne, I guess. But if you, I don't know.
I guess the virus just mutated to the point where, yeah. We had a good run ruling the earth, you know. Let's see what the apes can do. Oh, what? You're telling me the apes are colonizers now? Okay, so we're just seeing this all over again.
Yep. Watch that trilogy. It's amazing. Each movie is better than the last one. And then watch the original movie at bare least. Okay, even if you don't like old stuff, I believe it's worth a watch.
Yeah, a good classic feel. But anyway, I guess that's it for this topic. Let's move on.
Wait. Not the Mark Wahlberg one. I'm talking about the 1960 something. Please don't watch Marky Move and his movie.
The sun don't shine around around everything, audience, and that's what Mark Wahlberg's version was. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, guys, let's move on to the next. Who wants to do this one?
What's the direction of Spider-Man in the media? All right, Spider-Man PS5.
Yeah, why don't you explain to us, Jake?
Yeah, why don't you tell us?
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, Cryptid.
Hey, Austin was the one who wanted this.
Oh, Austin did. Oh, Austin, why don't you tell us about
it? Anyway, I guess it got announced that Miles Morales is the main Spider-Man now.
Mm-hmm.
In the PS4, PS5 timeline, and when Jake reviewed the game, they did set it up a lot. The thing is, all of the post story and even the stuff they set up for the next game, all have like all ties to Peter and no ties to Miles. I don't know how to point that
out. I thought it was obvious that he was the main Spider-Man. Well, I'm not saying that as like to be like, oh, you should have paid attention to the story. No, I mean like in gameplay, like when you beat the game, there's a subtle detail. If you play as Miles, the only person you'll ever team up with in the city is Wraith. But if you play as Peter, that's the only time if you'll see Miles out on the street. Like he'll team up with Miles and Wraith, signifying that like if Peter isn't being Spider-Man, Miles is the only one there. Basically, that's about it. So
that's not what we mean. We mean going forward, like in the DLC and stuff, you most likely won't be playing as Peter, according to them.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And it's like,
okay.
No, I understand what you mean. I'm just saying all the stuff they set up mainly had ties to what Peter was doing.
Yeah. But I think that's like Peter's last hurrah. So, you know how like in the last set of DLCs, that was basically like all the trilogy that kind of ended that whole crime lord plot line, and then we introduced Miles. That was all that was. And this one, I feel like it's like Peter's last hurrah. Then he's like, "All right, I'm out. I'm done. Miles, train him, train them."
According to them, that's not what it is though. Apparently, Peter's going on vacation right now. So it's like Peter. So if you did these missions as Peter, and most of them you have to do as Peter, like the Carnage stuff, all this other things that's tied to Peter and Harry. Apparently, Miles is just taking it over now with like no real connection to the mission or what was going on. I was like, maybe you should have waited till the third game and let Peter be a big part of the DLC. But apparently, he's not, based on what they said. That's the only reason I want to bring it up.
Yeah,
like you played the game. You played the Flame mission.
Right.
Imagine doing the Flame mission without the Cletus. And Rafe, she's like, "Oh, I'll call Peter. I'll call you when I need your help about that stuff." And then it's like, "Oh yeah, Peter can't come, so I guess Miles."
That's pretty much what it would be, because like it's pretty much set up that like Yuri and Peter has some unfinished stuff to itself. I think they're in too much of a rush to get Miles where they want him to be, and he doesn't really need to be in a rush, really.
I feel like they're in a rush because they tried to do Cindy Moon, so now it's like, oh, there are 3 Spider people. So we got to move Peter out the way so Miles can be the main Spider-Man, and then Cindy Moon can be his Miles, like he were to Peter. That's what it kind of feels like.
Yeah.
Oh God! So you're telling me Miles is gonna have his own sidekick?
Yeah.
Eventually, well, she hasn't got bit yet. If we do it like the first game, she's probably gonna get bit in the DLC.
And then in the second game, Miles is like, "Man, I'm getting too old for this shit." Cindy, you're the main. We continue.
I won't lie. That was my only problem with it, Jake. Because I'm fine. I think everyone here is fine with Miles being the main Spider-Man, like in general.
Right.
I'm only disappointed that Peter's only like 20-something. Right. So it's like, bro, you're supposed to be in a prime of your career, and you're losing like everything. You kind of suck.
Listen, the prime is when you're 17. Okay, 17 to 20.
Apparently, man, in the first 8 years, he was the GOAT. But after that, man, I'm old, I'm tired, it's time
to go. I need Miles in my life. But like I said, no, like I said, I think the story does a strong showcase of Miles being a normal Spider-Man as opposed to oh, do I have to prove myself? Oh, am I good enough? Like he's just being Spider-Man for the most part. I think the game does a good job with that. I don't think it justifies enough for me to be like, oh, Peter just gonna stop being Spider-Man for fucking ever. You know what I mean? That's kind of, it's like, I don't know.
To be fair, they could have worded their statement wrong. But based on exactly what they said, it made it seem like right now, when the game ends, Peter stopped being Spider-Man. He's going on vacation and stuff. And Miles is supposed to be the main focus going forward.
He's probably not on vacation. He's probably just like, I just want to focus on.
No, that's the word they use.
Well, no.
Apparently, with everything going on, he's tired and he's going on vacation with him.
I don't even. Well, maybe he's on like an actual vacation. I always think it's like, oh, I don't want to focus on the Emily May stuff, so I'm on Spider-cation. Like I'm not doing Spider-Man shit. Like I don't.
If they do that, I think that works out fine. But I still do think Spider-Man should be playable on some of these missions. I think he needs to be a part of the race one, only because of his connection with Yuri.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving forward, Miles isn't bad. It just maybe just wait till the game or the DLC come out to announce it. I guess so people get context of what you're talking about.
And you also gotta remember, like, Peter will never be that far away from Miles' story.
No, they're literally like a swing away. He's like in
Mhm.
it's like 5 minutes.
To be
It-
fair, in the second game, even though Peter was like a mile away,
Right.
Miles would not go.
Right?
I mean, it's like Batman Beyond. Like, even though it's a new Batman, like Bruce Wayne's always around the corner. Like,
By the way, small, very brief. Batman Beyond has some good fucking dialogue. All right, that's all I want to say. Anyway, but yeah, no,
Okay, which
yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say that.
and you know what? If anything, like, we may not be getting a Peter, but we may get a clone with a superior brain attached to it. Yeah, that's your Peter stand-in.
That would be interesting. So having Peter, Miles, and listen, I need to know how Cindy's getting her powers. This is the only thing that's bothering me. Like, was she bit by the same?
if well, we know Miles Spider was number 42, so it's not impossible to say Norman made more.
Norman made more. I don't know. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it just seems already contrived that it happened again to some other girl that wasn't a part of Oscorp. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where it's like, okay, you need to keep a tap on these spiders. How do they keep?
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, even Miles had nothing to do with the spider biting him.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Mary Jane carried the spider halfway. Mary Jane carried the spider like halfway.
Yeah, I don't know. And people remember how ridiculous Miles getting his powers was, because the original story, it was like, what was it? The Prowler stole the spider. That's how it got to Miles. And this one, it was like the spider grabbed onto MJ, didn't bite her at all, waited until she went halfway across the city to the end of the.
Waited until she went all the way to Feast, and it crawled out the box to get Miles.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know how ridiculous this has to be for Cindy to get her powers. But
I do agree though, depending on what they mean by main Spider-Man, Miles being the most active Spider-Man is fine. I think that's because that's what he was in the second game anyway. But if you're teasing the Green Goblin story and all that other stuff that Miles had nothing to do with, and you're like, oh, he's gonna be the main Spider-Man going through it, that is kind of weird.
Oh, I completely forgot about the Green Goblin story plot.
And then Green Goblin.
But all of that is set up with Miles' story. Miles has one line of dialogue with Harry, and it's saying bye.
Yeah. And then Green Goblin grabs Miles and then power drives him through like 3 floors and fucking kills his mom. You know.
And then Otto.
Sir, that was a lifting spine button.
Okay.
And then Otto swaps bodies with Miles Morales because he's like, I don't need Peter's body. I have an ultimate body.
No, that's the only reason I wanted that to happen, because Jake wants the clone body, and I think that could work.
Yeah.
But I wanted the Miles body because I wanted the capability to see people play as Miles versus Peter. Mm-hmm. I mean, Peter versus Miles instead of Miles versus Peter. Since we didn't get that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're gonna.
I would like to see a boss fight of Miles Morales with his powers, how his gameplay is. I don't think they're gonna. With Peter, just with his regular tech, I would like to see how he will approach that fight.
I don't think they're gonna give Peter the satisfaction of beating up Miles. They're probably gonna let Cindy Moon do it. So.
I know that's but if it's Doc Ock doing it, that's the only reason I'm interested in, because he can have Miles' superior powers and body, but he doesn't know how to use it properly. So I would like to see how Peter would have addressed that. But with Cindy Moon in it, like all we know is Otto's going to do something. Cindy Moon's here. We're getting the Green Goblin because they're bringing in the Green Goblin. We don't know anything else about the third game.
And if they do Superior Spider-Man, they could have the same ending where it's like, oh man, I'm not good enough to fight Green Goblin. I need to rely on the Spider-Man. I need to rely on the youth of today.
That's what I'm worried. Like, if you're saying about the base Spider-Man going forward, I think they're going to do that with Miles. Yeah. Oh, like that's Peter. That's one of Peter's greatest movies. That's kind of cool.
So, you know. And then Peter, and then you know, Ock learns to be better. That's what it was about. So.
Yeah, he drinks off the Mary Jane in the shower. I can't wait.
He learns to be better right before he dies. Because god dang, I hate that. I hate every time, like, you know, when it comes to Superior Spider-Man, like his ultimate test is he has to sacrifice himself.
Oh my god!
I will be mad. I will be mad if Doc Ock gets redeemed by Miles and not Peter. So Peter has to go again. Like, man, you're my greatest villain. You really are the Spider-Man. But you know, to Peter's credit, it's been 7 years of nothing but Spider-Man. I would want a vacation too. I always wanted that too. Like, superheroes fight for a long time and get like don't just like stop. You know, like you need to get to a point where you need to.
No,
So.
I agree that it's fine. I just thought it was the weird time to do so. I thought you would do it at the end of the DLC, and then the third game starts with Miles being the main Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But because like the lot of DLC they set up, at least that before we know of, Peter should have something to do with. At least like be there to see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
But you know.
Cool.
Oh, and then the trilogy ends, and then Peter's like, "Guess what? MJ's pregnant," and he may.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You're joking. I love to think it's going to either end with them getting married or her getting pregnant.
Yeah. But then forget all that, because then when we do this universe again, 2099 Spider-Man, make a game. Jesus Christ, do it.
You know this franchise has to make it up to a Spider-Verse event.
Yeah. Well, we already
Whether
met.
it won't-
Even in here, the Spider-Verse thing was just a side mission. So it most likely just be a side mission
Mhm.
of you going to the future for like 5 minutes and then leaving.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to make a whole Spider-Verse game, and then everyone's going to be like, "Oh no, we should be able to play this everything." It'll be a whole big.
We got to go to the Arctic for 5 seconds while we
Yeah.
some Black Hat, so.
You'll most likely get either a side mission or the DLC will be Spider-Verse. I don't think you're getting the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we get something like Shattered Dimensions again. That's about it.
Miles, your dad has to. Oh, he's dead. Okay. So,
Alright.
well,
Alrighty then.
that was the
Any final thoughts?
do better, Miles.
Miles moving forward is great. You just picked the weird timing, or at least should have said it when you dropped the trailer so we can see how you want to do it.
Okay. But alrighty then. With that, audience, let's move on. Oh, what was that, Austin?
I was about to say go, Jake, but you'll still talk.
Dude,
Okay.
it's
Go ahead.
It's Loki time. Loki.
Oh, fun! It's Loki time.
I think it was like the first episode. I enjoyed most of this episode. I just don't like the last part of it. I don't know if I would say.
Yeah, I fucking hate Sylvie. I hate her.
No, it's Sylvie.
That has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with what he's talking about.
I am sick.
I get
I am sick.
I get what you
I
think.
am sick and I am sick and tired of this multiverse endangerment stuff. So
Usually Sylvie is the problem, but today she wasn't.
She was still kind of the problem.
But I get why.
How dare you?
I get why Witch would think that though. But let's continue. All right, so basically we start off with the episode. The multiverse is in danger, and as South Park says, maybe it's getting a little old. But we're gonna continue. Anyway.
Wait, didn't the multiverse blow up in the last episode?
Well, the sacred timeline kind of blew up, but like not really. It's scattered.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so Loki is but Loki is still alive, and everyone else is just kind of gone. So he's like, "What's going on?" So he kind of goes across the office. He grabs the book that explains how the TVA is made. Then he starts time slipping after the TVA is covered in time slip essence, and then he is sent to the first timeline he goes to. Is someone refresh me? What's the first one he goes to?
Casey's.
It's the jet ski seller place.
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz.
Oh, Alcatraz is first? Okay.
Yeah.
He goes to Mobius timeline, or Dawn, whatever they're called.
Oh, okay. I guess I don't remember the order, but I guess it is. I'm gonna go with Austin because he.
Wait.
No,
Are you talking about when he was just cycling through all of them, or the?
No, yeah. When he first time slips, he goes to a timeline. Oh yeah, it was Alcatraz. Yeah, he goes to Alcatraz first. Where we find
What?
Yeah, he goes to Alcatraz first, and then he goes to 2012 where B15's variant is, and then goes to Mobius's variant timeline.
Yes.
And then yeah.
So when we
then
find
goes
out
to
it's-
OB's, and then we go from there.
Well, once we get to Obi's, we find out kind of what's happening. That like these are not the same people that he knows. These are just the variant versions. It's implied to be what their original lives are, but because they're like from branches, it might not be. So I mean, take it as you will. Anyway, so after meeting up with Obi and actually trying to explain the TVA to him, Obi is quick to believe him because Obi loves science fiction, and this sounds like science fiction. Also, he saw Loki come out of a time slip, so he's like, "Yeah, I believe it." But the problem is, Obi isn't really a scientist, but he wants to be a scientist, and he knows enough about science.
No. He is a scientist. He wants to be a famous author, and he does science on the side. That's what he was
Oh
saying.
yeah, and so Loki's like, oh well, here, read this book, and then help me do this. And Obi's like, well, listen, I don't really think this book is going to solve your problem. I really think you should just do this time slipping thing, learn how to do it on command. And Loki's like, I don't know how to do it on command, and I don't think I can. And he's like, well, try. And so they do try. They go through a bunch of different ways, methods for him to time slip, but none of them really work. And then when Loki's just kind of not really paying attention to what he's saying, the time slip starts working, and he goes to this is where he goes to Mobius again for the second time. Mobius in this timeline has 2 sons and everything, and he's frustrated with them, but he loves them. And so Loki tries to explain to him, hey, by the way, you're not a father of 2. You're actually a double agent working for the security of the timeline, and that goes about as well as you expect. But before Mobius can try and kill Loki or attack him to get him away from his house, Obi comes in with the actual TVA teleporter thingy, which convinces Mobius that all of this is real. And as much as he doesn't want to save the timeline, Loki he wants to save his boys, which is what Loki convinced him to do. So they all go. Obi's come up with a plan that Loki needs to get all of his friends together, and only then will his time slip. I'm very half-assed explaining this, but only when
he gets them all together so they can get the temporal aura, so they can time slip to the correct time.
I'm half-assed explaining this for the sake of time, but yeah, that's basically it.
Can I just say, audience, I fell asleep about halfway into that part when I watched this episode.
That means you don't get an opinion on this episode.
Hey, I tried watching it again, all right?
So Loki gathers all his friends and explains everything together, but the last one he needs to get is Sylvie, and when he's explaining to Sylvie what the TVA is, Sylvie's like, yeah, I know. I remember. And she's like, well, no one else does. He's like, oh, okay, I don't really care. We also
First of being a god.
Yeah. And we also get the indication that her timeline is dying, but she doesn't notice because her McDonald's bag gets disintegrated like some Thanos does. Loki and Sylvie have a conversation about should the TVA be back and everything, which like maybe it doesn't need to exist to what it was before, but like we need to fix it so we can fix the multiverse, whatever. Loki and Sylvie has a conversation, but eventually Sylvie actually wins the conversation. And you know what? To be fair, based on what Loki was arguing with her with, she was kind of right. So I wasn't even mad at her. Loki goes home defeated, and he's ready to disband the newly assembled TVA. But then, just as he does that, Sylvie's timeline begins breaking apart, which probably should have been the argument anyway. Sylvie goes back to tell Loki what's happening. Loki's excited to start the TVA. Well, Loki, I don't know if he's excited, but he is willing to start the TVA again. He realizes he has to start it no matter what. Sylvie is kind of horrified at the idea, but before they could do it, everything goes wrong again. And everyone starts getting erased, meaning Loki has no way to make the time slipping work, or so he thinks. It's only when all of his friends die and the thought of losing everything happens, he, in a panic, masters his time slipping ability. And this allows him to go.
Well, not really. He learns to control it more, but he only went back like 5 minutes. Like he don't have a lot of time.
Well, he went back 5 minutes, and then after that, he knows how to do it. So he goes back to the point of the final episode right before the failure happens, and that is how.
I missed that part too.
Yeah, and that's how the episode ends. And although I was enjoying this episode, and I think obviously Kirby's problem is that he fell asleep. My problem with this is that I didn't like Loki's argument to Sylvie, because while all of it can be true, that it's irrelevant to the fact that the multiverse is potentially dying and you should at least check on it. Even if you don't think it's correct, we should still go to we should at least see, or at least confirm that. That should not just be something we leave up to chance to a moral debate about, is it right for the TVA to exist? We can decide that later.
I don't think that's what it was. That's why I wanted to bring up to you. Because when I rewatched it, he did try to argue that. That's all he's been trying to argue with her about. That the multiverse was going to die and that TVA didn't exist. And it never worked. so he didn't try to do that this one. Because she wasn't gonna listen regardless.
The thing was, she does listen when you can prove to her that what she wants is it. Because what she says in this episode, she's selfish. But
yeah,
by the way,
if he could prove it, which he's never been able to do,
right,
until she herself saw.
But he never.
That's what he came back.
Right, but he never tries to. Like I said, the one line, couple lines of dialogue, by the way, would have just fixed it for me. This would have been the fact that she's like, if Loki was like, but the multiverse is dying, and then somebody's like, look around, we're fine. Like that would have been true because she didn't see the McDonald's bag, and also would have proved that she was right, and Loki would have been like, oh, maybe I am just doing this for the TVA.
The fact that you say that, Jake, makes me side with Sylvie because I'm like, okay, I just saw the multiverse blow up last episode, and everything seems to be okay. Like, come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The whole time he's been talking to her, this whole season.
Right.
Every time he told her, your multiverse is going to die. We have to fix it. The multiverse is going to die. And it didn't happen.
Right.
So,
but that's not what...
There's nothing he can use. There's nothing he can use about saying the multiverse is dying. That will convince her. So I'm glad he didn't try to be like, well, the multiverse is dying. You have to help. When the TVA, you have to be here before that. It's like, you don't know that. You can't prove it.
It's the framing of his motivations that bothers me. Because it comes across as if the only thing he actually cares about is TV. That's what that argument wound up being about. It was like, you only want to do this so you're not alone. Which I'm like, that's not true. As far as Loki has been since the beginning of this season, all he has cared about is like, kegs are coming. Existence as a peril. Okay? That was his motivation. For it to be boiled down to like, oh, I just don't want to be alone. Which can be true. That can be a true statement. But that was my issue. It was like, you at least say,
Jake,
what's up?
I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish what you were saying.
At least say, like, at least have that 2 lines of dialogue. And Sylvie still could have been right. Because like I said, everything she said was correct in this episode. She didn't say anything that like made me upset or whatever. But she still could have been right. But it just would have shown, it would have put Loki's motives in perspective. Because now it just comes across as like, to me, as like, it comes across as like, oh, it was never about that. Which is what Sylvie was saying. It's like, it never felt like it was, you're not doing this because of the multiverse. You're doing this because you just don't want to be alone anymore. You're selfish like me. And I'm like, well, yeah, that might be part of it, but that's not the whole thing. That was what my issue is.
No. The reason Jake was impromptu, by the way. I did not mean to say it. But when I went back to part of season 1 and rewatched some of this season, I kind of do agree with Sylvie to a degree. Well, I don't think it was the whole motivation. I don't think Loki was doing this mostly out of self-preservation. Basically, as he saw, based on what his point of view, everything he was trying to fight for was a lie regardless. He just still thinks it's going to happen to a degree. Because I went back to season 1 to see his relationship with Mobius and stuff like this, and his reaction to them getting pruned and being in the afterworld and all this other stuff. And his reaction to seeing Sylvie again and all this other stuff. I do think he cared more about these people than the multiverse itself. If that make but like it's all still one issue.
Right.
I just honestly felt like he was tired of arguing with her about the multiverse dying because there's nothing to prove about it.
I just think that a lot of,
I do agree with the dialogue stuff though. They probably should have fixed the dialogue after they tried to.
I just think that dialogue was important because like I said, it just comes about, like I said, I could even agree with you that like that's probably what he wants at the end of the day is just Sylvie and Mobius there with him. It's just like that shouldn't be his whole thing. And it was also to the point. It was just to the point where it felt like he was just neglecting it, especially because he had the whole speech with Mobius before, where he was like, "Yeah, your sons are here, but like they won't be if we don't fix this." And I think what also like hurts the episode too, and it had to happen, but only a scene later is when Sylvie's timeline starts dying. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like just for like, and then Loki's already.
How did I heard it?
No, because it's like it goes back. It goes from like it just makes Loki look stupid. It's like Loki at the same time this is happening is already like, yeah, guys, go home. It doesn't matter. And then Mobius is like, what are you talking about? You just told me the multiverse is dangerous. And he's like, I just go home. It doesn't matter anyway. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
to be fair, I think that's the point though. I don't think him looking stupid is a bad thing. I think that was the point. He's been this whole time trying to argue about the multiverse falling apart, and then it doesn't happen. And then he goes to Sylvie, and she's like, even if it, since it didn't happen, I think you're really just doing this for your own I think you're trying to get everyone back together, not because you think the multiverse is dying, but because, like you originally thought it was, because it clearly didn't blow up. I think you care more about just having these people together.
Yeah,
And
no, like
she was right, according to him. And then when he goes to them, he's like, "Well, everyone just go home." I guess I agree with that part. Because he was still willing to let everyone just go back to their own timelines. So if he was willing, if he didn't want to be alone, I guess he still should try to find a way or have false hope that it was going to work to keep them all together. I agree with him.
Or maybe just have like an extra, like, I mean, I don't know about extending a whole episode, or maybe get to that point quicker, and then you can have Loki maybe think about like, well, what do I want to do? Like, because that was what Sylvie also says, like, hey, just figure out what you want to do outside of the TVA. Like, what do you want to do with your life now that you have this freedom? Even have Loki think about it. He tries it, and then maybe that's when the universes start erasing. I don't know how you fit all that into a 40-minute episode, to be fair.
I think that was what I have this show initially. When I told you, even if the finale's good, I felt like, remember we said this like two issues ago, or like 2 episodes ago. I feel like this show needed more episodes. I played this about every Marvel show, except for Secret Invasion. That's only been needed. Everything else needed more episodes.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I just don't like that. I just don't like that ending. And then
do you feel like this show needs more episodes?
Yes.
Okay.
How many more episodes do you think?
Probably like maybe 2 more episodes.
It needs 1 or 2. Yeah, it needs 1 or 2. Like you said, if they should have changed the dialogue around there, and then we probably could have got an episode with Loki trying to let it go, trying to move beyond his problem, on to find out he was right, for him to realize he was right, and then try to fix everything again. I feel like that probably could have fixed some of the issues with the back-to-back team, even though because it does make it look stupid. I just didn't think that was a problem.
Yeah,
I gotta feel like that. But I recorded it. We talked a lot. I kind of want to know what's your problem with this episode or the TVA?
Nah, my problem really is more so the whole multiversal aspect. Because again, last episode I was led to believe that the multiverse blew up, right? And this episode, it just shows to me that the only people who are being affected by it are the cast of this series. And
well,
I'm like,
the perspective of the episode chooses to focus on, but really everything was dying at the same time.
As far as I'm concerned,
we saw that in the episode, everything was being affected.
As far as I'm concerned, everything else in the MCU, the trains are running on time. So you just killed the whole. You just killed the whole build of destroying the multiverse. That should be a big deal. But now I just want this to end.
I saw this thing.
To be fair, it wasn't really the. Go ahead, Witch.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say I saw something on Twitter about this, and you guys can be like, "This is the stupidest idea," but I wanted to bring it out there so that y'all can know what the hell I was talking about. So I saw this thing where they were talking about this episode, and they were like, "Oh, I think they're trying to set up Loki becoming the god of stories instead of the god of mischief." If you catch it.
Yeah, that's in the episode. They say that verbatim.
Yeah, just bringing that out there.
I think like
I told Jake about it.
I think it's important to take in context that the show is only showing it through the character's perspective, but it is affecting everything on the Sacred Timeline. But
how many other separate franchises are about like the destruction of the multiverse or something's going on with the multiverse?
Well, we know Doctor Strange and all that. The timelines are colliding, and all that leads to Secret Wars, which would be the multiverse exploding.
Yeah, that should have been where like the fallout of like if you want to destroy the multiverse, go for an Avengers film. In here, I had to see the multiverse be destroyed, and I feel like it was a wet fart.
Yeah. If I was to address
on the Avengers film, you'll more likely see it from their perspective of the other heroes going on. Remember, the TVA, everything happens outside of time, so it's not happening at the same time as that we see it. Spiderman's not swinging around New York right now, and the universe starts falling apart. What I'm saying.
I hear what Chris said. It's like because we're kind of like in Act 2 of like this saga, and it's like things are still kind of. Loki feels like it's supposed to be the backbone to something that hasn't had a structure yet, really. Doctor Strange's use of the incursions is fine, but there's never really like anything that really ties us together. We kind of get bits. So like Loki is explaining the Kangs, but the only time we ever got Kang in the movie is in Ant-Man, and that just feels like that's just it just started something, but we haven't really gotten to the meat of like what Kang is. Really, I kind of feel.
Yeah, but that's not what he said at all. Though. He just talking about the multiverse floating should have been in the movie. And
But
stuff.
no,
Yeah.
it was like no. If I'm to interpret
See?
it, you could correct me.
Like
You're not.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It just feels like there's multiverse stuff happening everywhere in the MCU.
yes.
It has nothing to do with anything. So like the incursion with Doctor Strange has nothing to do with Loki. Neither does the Spider-Man stuff.
Like I feel like the sense, like I'm just going to use this as an example, right? When it came to the Miles Morales, the last one, like there's a sense of the multiverse is being destroyed, or it's about to be destroyed, or this and that, right? At least they were smart enough to not to have it actually happen, and we're going to have to deal with the fallout of that. But here, again, I saw what the end result is. I saw the timelines break or whatever. I don't even know what the hell's going on with this at this point. I'm just in it for the ride to see the episodes play out. I mean, I'm just glad there's one more episode in the year because I just can't.
No.
I can't take it. Like I'm tired of this now. I'm like Kyle from that Pandaverse special at South Park.
No, we didn't watch that. Okay?
I'm tired of the multiverse.
Watch South Park, man.
But no, it's like what would have worked too if we went back to the earlier idea I had, where it's like Loki's trying to figure out what his own life is. Maybe he does try to go back to the sacred timeline, and he goes to maybe try to see his brother. We get like maybe not a full on cameo because that costs money, but we get like maybe like a back of like the back of Chris Hemsworth or whatever. And Loki's about to go up to him and say like hi or something, and then you see him die, and like the multiversal smoke and everything, like everybody died. That might have been something they could do. Or maybe just have the end result of what happens in episode 5 be the incursion. I mean, episode 4. I'm sorry. Be the incursions that Doctor Strange is stopping now as well. That could have been something as well.
But it can't be. There would be no way for them to do that because in that movie it tell you that Doctor Strange caused those incursions.
Yeah, I'm saying like start tying things in together because like the multiverse. I think we said this before. The reason why Across the Spider-Verse works is because, well, it's a multiverse story. It's very personal, so it's easy for people to follow. I think a lot of people, if you're like cryptid and you don't really care about all this stuff, it's like, it doesn't feel like there's a really like a personal connection to the multiverse. It just seems like you're giving me a bunch of abstract things.
Yep.
Trying to make it.
I don't think that'll fix Cryptid's problem though, because it's problem that it didn't happen in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would fix if it was cohesive. That's what I'm saying. Like if it was cohesive, if one led into the other. Like remember when we were talking about Loki season 1 finale, and we were talking about well, I don't know but I know the internet was talking about like, oh, as Kang's explaining the multiverse breaking apart, look at WandaVision over here, and look at like.
No, that was people thought.
Yeah,
that was never confirmed. That was just them thinking.
I know that's what people thought, but like imagine that was confirmed. How like automatically people were like connecting. It's a connection. Like, oh, because of what's happening in Loki, it's you're seeing it happen in real time. I think you get the effect. I think that's.
I don't think that's a good connection, though.
Yeah, but that's what the people.
I think visually, people thought it was cool, but it literally nothing goes on Wanda goes with anything he says in that thing.
Right, but I think people really want that connection. That's what I'm saying. I think people desire that when they're talking about like the multiverse breaking apart, or something they can just personally grab onto. I believe, but that's just my theory.
A game theory.
A game theory. Yeah, what I would do in that movie. But yeah. Anyway, like I said, I thought the episode's ending was just not great. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. I really like the beginning of it. Really cool concepts, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I went to look it up just to confirm. Yeah. Yes, those were the past lives of those characters specifically.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure because they said they were on like different branches, and I know like branches don't inherently mean that's what's their lives, but that's all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all right. Look, maybe 6 could stick the landing. It's whatever. We'll see. So.
Gotcha.
Oh, you know what they should do? They should probably do something with Victor Time. Back to the Kang thing real quick. I mean, like, maybe start doing something with Kang. I don't know. I didn't mind him.
What?
I didn't mind him in Ant-Man 3. I thought he served his purpose, but.
I can't keep seeing Kang die. Like
I can.
Get a
No.
Kang in that.
I think it's fine because not every version is Kang. Victor Timely just looks is not Kang himself. He's just a guy.
Yeah, but as you
And then people confuse and be like, "Well, he's supposed to be Kang. He's not Kang."
Then you're telling me in the multiverse, Kang gets killed. He sucks. Like,
well, we don't know what the
So if all the what if that Captain America die in me, he sucks in the main comic? Is that what you're telling me?
I think
That was your
yeah,
argument.
no. Here's the thing. Like, you know how like, there was a build up to like, you know, look at Thanos, right? That was the villain that the MCU was hyping up.
I'm not.
They
Look, I understand that. That's not the problem, though. You're talking about him just dying.
I can't keep.
I understand the build up. We talked about that. I get that.
I don't see.
That changed what I said.
I don't see Captain America dying every appearance in every multiversal version of him. I don't see him dying in every story, and I am seeing that with Kang.
I think it's the argument that there were two phases. Then I think people need like an actual Kang. Like they need.
Yes. With Thanos, they did something that was smart, right? They waited to the end for him to be brought up, and all the stuff you saw from Thanos, like, you know, fighting off against the Avengers beforehand, you had commanders, you had, like, you know, his men that were beneath him dealing with the Avengers or Guardians or whatever. They took the losses, right?
And you have that here too. You have that here too, with different versions of different lesser versions of a main bad guy. These people aren't the Kang that they're going to fight. That's going to be the big problem. That's what the whole point of Loki is saying.
You're building up
you're seeing all these different versions pop up, and then when that one shows up, we're all going to lose.
Okay, I need to be swept off my feet by the time we do see the ultimate Kang. I need to see some. I need to see something epicness coming from him, because as it stands, me and dozens of other fans.
Well, you saw the other one blow up planets, which Thanos never did, but you weren't impressed by that. So
wait, you're talking about the one from Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you were only told about that. You're not actually seeing that. And he ends up
no. We were shown it. We saw that in his memory.
I forgot.
We saw him blow up planets.
Well, okay. Well,
we didn't see Thanos destroy anything. We heard about Thanos doing stuff.
If I'm gonna make a movie, I think we all don't like. It would be like Zack Snyder's Justice League, how they hype up Darkseid, and like we see alternate versions where he does kill the Justice League, but the dude loses to Ares, which like Wonder Woman killed. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, huh?
No. That's two different things. Cause that's just younger him.
No.
But these aren't the guys who we were supposed to see. That's why I don't care.
But people are taking it on that base level value. I think, and we're going by the internet's reaction to Kang. It seems like people are like, I mean, you keep saying he's important, but like, I don't see it. You know, just because he like blows up a planet, I don't think that inherently makes him the biggest. Because by that extension, Ronan blew up a planet in like Guardians of the Galaxy with Ronan. Did he? Yeah, he had the power.
No, yeah, Ronan.
I don't know.
Ronan.
I only brought that up because that was his argument back when the first time we had the conversation.
Okay.
Austin, we
saw Thanos destroy Xandar, and I was like, we didn't see him do anything. We saw Kang actually do that stuff.
We saw, like, okay, let's say before we got to the big fight of Thanos, right? We saw, like, in What If, we saw glimpses in What If where he gets one-shotted by Ultron, and he gets treated like a punk in T'Challa's What If episode.
Which was a great What If episode.
Yeah.
That stained Thanos's we all came out with a bad taste in our mouth seeing that. You know?
I don't think afterwards, because the first thing you see is dope. But I feel like if that came beforehand and you had this amazing Thanos in a movie, I'm like, I still like him as much as I like him.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
Those were him. And when he showed up, he was the shit.
Because by the law of the internet, if you saw the What Ifs, and then the first time you see Thanos in the movie, he beats up Hulk the same way he did before, people would think that's hype. People would be like, "Oh, okay, now that's But it's like,
it directly shows you he's not the punk bitch that you thought he was in those other things.
But
this is the actual guy.
But we were already talking about the MCU possibly being in danger, which it very well could be. I think it would be best to turn up the Kang danger threat and show at least the Kang that would get like an Avenger. Like
there is talk. Yeah, there is talk about.
Why I thought
there is talk.
Doom was the second part building. Yeah. In the first place, I thought we were going to get that Kang in Kang Dynasty, and wherever that ends with. Okay, my original thing was I thought Doom was going to be introduced in Kang's Dynasty. So we're going to do all these versions of Kang, including Iron Lad and the ones related to specifically to Reed Richards and Doom. And then that leads to Secret Wars, which is more Doom heavy. And the more heroic Kang, Iron Lad, getting his shine. That's why I took Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty as.
Yeah. But I don't know. I maybe also do like the.
Okay. When he finally shows up in the big movie, if he's good, I feel like fans will care and like him.
Right, but we're like,
because love how you feel about these other versions suck. He's still not that version.
Yeah, but we're also relying.
Even the Kang that fought Ant-Man, the only thing people don't like that he lost the giant ants, which is the kind of thing that happened. Because when his powers and stuff in the trailer, people
tell us a scene. What would Kang have to do to like blow everybody away and say, okay, now this is a villain to be hyped?
You're the one who don't like him. You need to tell us a scene that would convince you. I don't know.
Like beat up the rest of the Avengers that the Marvel universe has set up. Maybe beat up Captain Marvel,
or beat up. I don't know.
Beat up because you're sexist, bro. It has nothing to do with that.
No, because they're the strongest heroes Marvel has.
I'm just playing.
Marvel made it a point to make the strongest people on Earth Captain Marvel and whatever that Skrull lady was, Gaia. Yeah, have Kang come in and just completely own those two.
So you mean exactly how Thanos showed up and then completely owned the Hulk, right?
Also,
the Hulk. Go ahead.
We also, before we even saw Thanos fight, we also got pretty hype introductions to him, I would say. Which we kind of did, to be fair. Ant-Man 3 is.
I don't think so.
Well, no.
I don't agree with that.
No, when you was spreading.
You mean him sitting around and then them telling us stuff about him was all turned out to be lies? Everything we learned about Thanos for the movie is lies.
And Guardians of the Galaxy 1, for what I remember that movie. We can rewatch it.
Yeah.
We get a lot.
You mean him turning around like, you're a bitch, boy, and then everything you learn about Thanos in that movie is a lie.
No. I mean, but at the time, we didn't know that. But when we first watched Guardians 1, you get the impression that Thanos is a big deal. Even the main villain of that movie is scared of him, which it does a lot. Which, to be fair, Ant-Man does that too. We just saw Kang fight and lose, and that's what people were upset about. Even though, you and me.
No, but even then, I wasn't that impressed with. Okay, when you're bringing up Guardians 1, I wasn't impressed with him in Guardians 1. All he did was sit there, and then Ronan legit thought he could beat him one moment he got the stone.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I like that. I don't know. But I'm saying with Ant-Man 3.
I get your point. I understand Kang losing. Apparently, this big thing that people can't get over. Right. But I just say once the Kang that they keep hyping up actually shows up, I feel like it's gonna be the same thing with Thanos, who did nothing for 10 years, good or bad. Right. If he comes up and he gets a strong opening showing, I feel like people will like it regardless. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I'm just like, I get why. With the audience that you have to deal with now, I like your Kevin Feige sitting in the chair, and the audience you're dealing with now, you might need to speed up a of some sort.
Yeah, no, I agree. But so to make this clear, because I said it 2 times, in case anyone comes up, I never thought Kang was gonna be the final villain anyway, as I stated. Right. So you got to remember, looking from my point of view, I'm expecting him to lose his first movie,
or even if that's true,
I'm expecting him to go out, messing up the timeline, and then they do the Doctor Doom thing, where Doctor Doom takes his power and makes secret the battle world with the ashes of what's left.
But even
that's why I was just.
But let's say that's true. Let's say that is what they're going for. They should probably have introduced Doctor Doom right now. No, Doctor Doom should have probably been around at this point, just to have that build up.
No, that's why I thought he was going to be in. I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't think so. Because if you introduce him now and there's no Fantastic Four, or you do the Fantastic Four now and just have Doom losing to Reed beforehand, you're going to be in the same problem.
Yeah. Well, I think it's okay. This could be speculation. I could be way off the mark here. I think people will be okay with Reed beating Doom, as opposed to Ant-Man beating Kang, which I was okay with. But I know a lot of people.
I don't think
so.
Jay, what I mean is, if say, how many movies would you give to him before Kang's Dynasty? That's why I was the thing I'm using.
You can.
We're saying one Fantastic Four movie or 2.
You do Well, first I think you do Doctor Strange. You could do that, and then you could introduce his character, introduce the pathos of Doom, get a good actor, people fall in love with him. Boom, that out the way. Then Fantastic Four without Doom, but set up Doom in the background, doing some shit. Have people talk about Doom.
Wait.
What's up?
So wait. You're saying Doctor Strange movie,
Right?
And have Doom be set up in the background of that movie.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So you have his.
Okay.
You get a character that people fall in love with, even if he loses the race. You show how dangerous he is too. You can portray Doom as opposed to Kang, where everyone says he's at the top, and then they see him and they're not really as impressed. You have Doom work his way to the top. So even if he loses, it's okay because he's not supposed to be that guy yet. He's working his way to being Doctor Doom, basically. As long as it's not too embarrassing, So you go from Doctor Strange to a Fantastic Four 2 to Secret Wars, and that's my pitch.
So you're saying there should be a Fantastic Four 2 Fantastic Four movies?
Or at least maybe Fantastic Four 2, or maybe one, depending on what you do. I don't know. So that's what I would say.
Which any thoughts on King? Which?
No, I don't really care about King enough to actually have an opinion. Yeah. If he does something cool in the future, that's cool, but not my top priority right now. I'm kind of working with something that's a bit more important.
Yeah. But
right now while we're recording?
Yeah.
I guess very quickly, because we kind of went over this.
Well, thanks, but
longer than I thought. Austin, what was your problem with the episode, or was it fixed?
Oh, my problem with the episode was the God of Stories aspect, because we haven't really. It's a concept we haven't really got fleshed out, and I'm very worried that whatever crazy stuff the MCU make it is what it's going to be in the comic. Even though so far the comic version's setup is not the same at all.
Right.
Not even when Loki was like a hero in the Axis event. Like, he was never established as a God of Stories. So
yeah,
it's kind of weird.
The God of Stories are like really brand new. So it's like I don't want the comics had their own influence of what it should be already, and the comics love this synergy where they're going to change everything to match the movie. I'm very worried that this mix match thing that feels like a last minute thing in this episode is going to change the already all changing status of Loki he has going on right now.
All right, but yeah, we kind of went overboard with this topic, so
Yeah. That's Loki, audience. So yeah. All right, guys, let's move on to the next. We're skipping the comic book news topics to save some time, so we're going on to the comic reviews. Start with the best, be underwhelmed by the rest. We're talking about Spider-Boy.
Fuck off, I need to know your obsession with Spider-Boy. Why do you like this character so much?
Did you read this book, Austin?
No.
Oh wow! Well, good luck finding it at a comic book shop because, like, even in my comic book store,
how much you want to bet?
They sold out. Like,
Austin, how much you want to bet if I go into my comic book shop tomorrow?
Of course they did. It's a number one.
Mm-hmm.
If the second one sell out, I'll be impressed. Number ones always sell out.
Yeah,
That's Marvel number one sells out.
Like, if I go into my comic book shop tomorrow, hypothetically,
they do.
And if I see some Spider-Boy on there, I'm going to hit you up and I'm going to be like, "What the fuck, man?"
Okay, take a picture of that.
If Spider-Man 2 sells out, I'll give
you like in a couple weeks.
Yeah, in a couple weeks, Spider-Boy 2 will be out. If that sells out, then I'll be impressed. But I've seen Captain Marvel sell out, so I don't care.
But Captain Marvel has a movie backing her up, so this guy doesn't.
Even before the movie, when that one shot of Captain Marvel Life and Death or something, and all the other stuff, that little miniseries, all of them sold out.
Yeah, because Life and Death was like one of the... Well, actually, it was the best Captain Marvel stories that's been written in years. Carol Danvers.
Yeah, but you don't know it's the best until it's over. It was the first issue. I'm saying the first issue of Captain Marvel sells out all the time. Read Spider-Boy. Go.
Who are you talking to?
I'm on the Cryptid review.
Yeah, Cryptid, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, Cryptid.
He cut out. We're skipping. Yeah, we
Yeah,
break.
fuck it.
We're
We're
skipping
skipping
Spider-Boy.
Spider-Boy.
It's too late. So
Wait.
anyway,
We can't skip.
Jonathan,
We can't skip Spider-Boy. It's on the actual thumbnail. That would just be like, kind of-
we can do Spider-Boy after.
Okay. We do that.
Yeah, let's move on.
Anyway, Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate Universe #1. It was kind of good. Jake, they had Teenage Iron Man here, and he feels just like the show.
Hey.
You guys,
Iron Adventure.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear.
Okay, I'm back.
Hear you
Yeah,
now.
so we're starting off with the Spider-Boy. I don't know what's going on with my.
I
Well,
don't know,
having some technical issues.
Hey, Cryptid.
Unlike you, I haven't started talking about the comic, but
No,
whatever.
I started talking about it until you brought up Captain Marvel, man. Like,
Hey, but then you cut out, so it gave us the opportunity to not talk about it.
Looks like Cryptid started time slipping. He's the god of stories.
whatever. But anyway, Spider-Boy, it's an all ages sort of feel sort of book. Like, you fight one of you open up with him and Peter Parker fighting one of Spider-Boy's old nemesises at the bowling alley. A villain by the name of Pinhead. Oh, well, not Pinhead exactly. He has a bowling ball for a head. An indestructible bowling ball. Yeah, again, all ages feel. Spider-Boy comes in. He was able to get the upper hand of him because, since nobody remembers him, that means all his old tricks are now new tricks. He saves the bowling alley, but unfortunately, the Daily Bugle prints out like a newspaper with Spider-Boy in the front page, showing Spider-Boy right before he was about to bite Electro in the neck. So Spider-Boy's like, what? Now everybody's going to think I'm a monster now.
Kind of is.
I was like, oh, man. You actually do get a more in-depth analysis on his background, actually. You see that he was actually kidnapped when he was a kid by this woman scientist by the name of Madame Monstrosity, whose whole
that thing they told us last time.
Yes. Apparently, her whole thing is she splices people with the DNAs of animals, right? And she's seeing Spider-Boy in the news TV, and she's like saying, "What? I feel like he looks like somebody that I could have created, but I have no record of splicing anybody with a spider before." So,
well, it doesn't make sense.
So what she ends up doing is she sends one of her experiments after Spider-Boy to go attack him during the celebration Spider-Boy's having at the bowling alley, because the bowling alley wants to commemorate Spider-Boy for saving their building by giving him the keys to the bowling alley. So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you telling me this lady spliced a man with a bowling ball?
It could have happened. Funny you should bring up that man again, because when the owner of the bowling alley is like giving Miles his own custom bowling ball, right? He's like saying, "Wait, did you just chop the head off?
Hey.
Did you just chop the head off of the bowling ball guy yesterday? Oh God."
Perfect. You realize you said Miles, right?
Oh, sorry. What you call Bailey. Sorry, there are a lot of spider people out there. All right, audience.
Yeah, but this is the one that you're obsessing over, and you can't even remember his name.
What? No, I remembered his name. No,
you don't remember his race. You went from small white ginger to Hispanic black teen.
What? He's still a ginger, all right? I have one name slip, all right, guys? At least I remember his name, Bailey Briggs.
Shit for liking Web Weaver. I don't want to hear crap out of your mouth.
Oh, yeah, who's getting a book right now? Who has an ongoing series, which? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to hit up Dan Slott and tell him this is a stupid idea. Anyways, Marvel, if you want to be nice to me and give Cryptid more hell, give Web Weaver at least a Marvel Unlimited story, because I highly doubt that Spider-Boy's going to live on. Woo!
But anyway, so we get to the celebration, and that's when Madame Monstrosity's goon pops up, and surprise, surprise, it's somebody from Spider-Boy's past. you see like Spider-Boy, he's a kid, and he's like in the orange jumpsuit in a prison cell by this madam lady, right? His head is completely shaven. She just finished splicing him with a spider, and he's now put back in his cell. And you're a 10-year-old boy at this point. Of course, this is all scary. This is all horrifying. He has multiple eyes in his head now. He's like, oh my god, what did she do to me? Like, this is horrible. Like, this is all grotesque to him, right? And that's when he befriends his cellmate, a kid by the name of Eli. And it's not the Eli you audience are thinking about. This is just another kid, right? He tries making some jokes for Bailey, something like about milk and a quacker, this and that, some knock jokes. And that's when Bailey comes up with a joke of himself, like saying, "Oh, what do you get when you splice a rhino with an elephant?" Elephino. And that causes both of them to laugh, but unfortunately, Madam
Already know.
But that's when Madam Monstrosity comes by and hears that joke, and she's like saying, an elephant and a rhino. I never thought of that, but yeah, that would be a pretty unique combination. Look, thanks for giving me that idea, Bailey. Now Eli, come in for testing. Like, oh shoot. And that's who ends up being the person that Madam Monstrosity sends after Spider-Boy, the Elephino.
Okay.
Yeah. A rhino elephant hybrid. You get some fights. Spider-Boy tries biting him, but unfortunately, thick skin, this and that. Yeah. Madam Monstrosity does have a camera attached to Elephino, Elephino does end up having to remove a bit of the mask to show the back of the neck of Bailey, which actually shows a serial code. Like, oh damn, she even tattoos little kids in the back of the necks. And that's when Madam Monstrosity is like, I knew it. You are one of my subjects, but I don't remember creating you. I need him brought back for study. And that's when Bailey actually has a heart-to-heart talk with Eli, saying like, hey, you're not a monster just because you were created to be one. I know who you are, Eli. You're a good guy. You do the right thing. Be the good guy. Make that your choice. Don't make it someone else's choice. And that's what got through to Eli to break in the camera and like saying, just run off, kid. And that story ends with Bailey saying, I have to go rescue my friend. I was like, aw, that was sweet.
Shut up.
And you are treated to a little bonus story where he has a team of...
Wait. How old is this Eli person?
He's the same age as Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Gotcha. But you are treated also a bonus story of Bailey in the Thanksgiving parade where he teams up with Squirrel Girl. So if y'all want to support Squirrel...
Doreen, if y'all better than this.
If y'all want to support Squirrel Girl, go buy Spider-Boy.
No, do not go buy Spider-Boy.
Yeah.
Off Cryptid and fuck you, Dan.
We're not supporting Squirrel Girl till she get better art again, okay, bro? I'm sick of that. We're not doing that. She get better art again. I'm gonna buy every issue myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was saying.
Go listen
she
to
gets
the
better
radio
art again.
drama.
I'll buy
It's
everything.
actually good. Go listen to the Squirrel Girl radio drama.
But anyway,
listen to the Long Night by Wolverine podcast. It's great.
Gotcha. But anyway, while they're enjoying Thanksgiving parade, that's when Spider-Boy touches one of the balloons that were flying away, and he senses that kids are about to be in danger. And it just so happens to be from one of his deadliest enemies, who's about to make his first move. A man by the name of Balloon Man, who
I hate it here. I really do.
I hate it here too.
hey, he's much more vicious than you guys would think, because he's basically Magneto, but with gases, is how he's described
Do not
as.
compare this loser to Magneto.
And don't call yourself Balloon Man.
Just wait till you hear his power, right? Okay, so you see him. He has a balloon as not a mask, but like a globe for him, because apparently the accident that he was involved in forces him to have to breathe helium in order to survive. And yeah, as a result of that, he actually speaks in a very high-pitched voice, right?
That's no. Crypt, did I have a question?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the game Apex Legends before in your life?
No. What is that?
Well, it's one of those like first-person shooters. There's a character who is way cooler than this Balloon Man guy. Their name is Bloodhound. And they also have to wear a mask because of some gas and shit that they had to deal with. And guess what? They're also a non-binary character, so that already makes them 10 times cooler than this guy.
Just wait till you see what happens, right? So
I'm not reading this book, so I'm not going to see anything.
Well, I'm going to be describing it. So
Squirrel Girl. Report this book
Yep. Anyway, so Spider-Boy and Squirrel Girl go team up to stop him, and Balloon Man sends his balloon animals to go attack them. And of course, Squirrel Girl is laughing. She's like saying, "You really threw balloon dogs at us?" She pops a few, and here's where it gets vicious. Yeah, apparently all those balloons he had filled them up with some of his poison gases. So yeah, every balloon that pops, bam, you get a poison gas.
So where did he get poison gas from?
He's a balloon themed villain, so I imagine he either purchases it or creates some of his own. Again, Magneto of gases here. Magneto of gas.
What
I
did
would
I tell
imagine
you
like
about comparing
I
this
would imagine
to Magneto? Don't do
What
that.
was that, Austin?
I'm imagining him in a bathroom just making mustard gas every day.
No,
it's not that difficult.
It could be, especially since these balloon animals. Yeah, he has full control over them. So you try avoiding them. You know.
Well, he has control. That's fine. How fast do they move?
I don't get like a speed feed here, but you know.
Well, are they? Well, let me ask you this: Is Spider-Boy dodging them? Are they catching him?
They're catching him, but like, you know, Spider-Boy has a technique for stopping them, right? You just grab them, rub them on your costume, and stick them to the wall. Yeah, static electricity, this and that, right? But this is where it gets deadly, because you guys got to remember, this is a Thanksgiving parade. What's in the Thanksgiving parade?
Your mom?
A Goku balloon.
Austin is right, which is wrong. Giant balloons, and guess who inflated all those giant balloons?
Your mom.
Oh God.
So this kind of reminds me of, you guys remember in Naruto with Deidara when he fought against Sasuke? Oh, but this was this one fight scene between Deidara and Sasuke where Deidara creates a huge giant version of himself that has a bunch of micro bombs inside it, you know, that fly its way into the air. So that's what you have here. You have 4 giant balloons that all it takes is one pop, and damn, yeah, the whole city's in danger.
It's a devil's breath all over again.
There you go. And that's how the issue ends. And of course, the next issue apparently is going to have Captain America team up. So I am going to have to review that. So, yeah.
I
feel like at this point, he's just actively trying to make you read this book. He only cares about you. He doesn't care about anyone else. He don't care about the logic behind it. He don't care that he brought this kid back using a dagger that should have made everyone remember him, but for some reason they just don't. He don't care about any of that.
You
But he
know,
cares that Cryptid reads his book.
no, you know, according to the interview I read of Dan Slott, right? It was actually Marvel who came up to him to write this book. It was
Well,
actually Marvel that came up to him to also write the Superior Spider-Man book. So I just think this is
still blaming you,
Marvel's.
Cryptid, for
No.
No,
Here it
here.
is.
Yeah,
Them telling him to write this book makes sense. He made that character in another
yeah,
book.
yeah.
Cryptid, look at the YouTube comments.
I think it's fine them
Let's
asking
see.
these them asking this man to write the characters he wrote. I mean, made.
Mhm.
But
What's
you know
in
who we
YouTube
should get a
comment?
book for? We should get a book for at least Spinstress.
She's old news, which she is
Old
old news.
You were literally like 2 months ago. You were revving her up like it was no one's business, and now you're saying she's old fucking news.
Yeah, gotta make way for the new generation, the new kid in
She's
town,
still
the
new.
Spider Boy.
She was like created like last year.
hmm
What is wrong with you, Cryptid?
But yeah, honestly, I think just Marvel just wanted to give Dan Slott these two books to work on so that he doesn't have a Fantastic Four and X-Men situation again, you know? Like, hey, does anybody care if Dan Slott interferes with anything that Zeb Wells is doing in his Spider-Man run?
No.
There you go.
To be fair, to be fair, it seems like every run he's doing at least only matters to his run so far. So I think that's fine.
Okay.
Like I said, I want he's not messing up anyone else's plans. He can do what he wants. I don't have to read it.
Did you guys know that Zeb Wells wrote the Hellions book, and it's actually pretty good?
That's the only good book he wrote. I'm on record saying that.
Okay. Well, speaking of books you're going to say, go ahead, Austin. You do the next one.
Anyway, back to for Cryptid rudely interrupted me
For real,
when I was
real,
saying,
Cryptid.
let's go back to Ultimate Universe #1 by Jonathan Hickman. I was to let y'all know that this Iron Man, who's a teenager, feels exactly like Iron Man from Armored Adventures. In the way he talks and the way he carries himself.
And this is supposed to be Howard Stark, right? I just want to.
No. Howard Stark died at the end of the other book. This is Tony's as Iron Man, Iron Lad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's written the same way that the kid from Tony Stark from Armored Adventures is written.
He's Iron Man.
But Jake's singing. I was like, bro, what is that? What's happening? But this book starts off. I'm gonna try to breeze through this so we can do everything. But the book starts off with Doom and Iron Man breaking into. I want to call it the Citadel, but it's one of the places that the Maker kept his prisoners. They find Thor, a Thor who apparently agreed to be locked here for some reason, but they didn't cover that in this book. But they tell Thor, we need your help, and nothing is right.
Didn't they say that he teamed up with Loki to kill Odin?
Yes, that's what he's charged with, but apparently he agreed himself to come in and sit in here. Like, they didn't make him do it. He agreed to the punishment.
Okay.
And at least when you talk about what Sif said, he said this is not what we agreed on when he was about to leave. But Thor's like, I'm not leaving without my hammer. They're like, bro, come on now. We got other stuff to do. This hammer can't be that important. They walk into the top of the room. You find out Sif was sent here and is forced to watch Thor, make sure he doesn't escape. And this is where she brings it up. This isn't what we agreed on. I'm not letting you leave. And he says, I am leaving, but I'm not leaving without my hammer. But funny enough, the first person to throw a punch is Iron Man. Because he's a teenager, he's impulsive. And he shot a man dead in the face. And it was funny to me.
You know what's funny, man? You know what's funny? The fact that they had to go and grab the hammer that was being guarded by Sif and a bunch of other guards, when Thor could have just summoned the hammer at any given moment.
That's what I was about to bring up. And that's literally the exact thing he does. And they asked him why he did that, and they just say, well, I guess he didn't want to. So I guess Thor wanted this little fight. Get the blood pumping. He's been in prison a while, that's all.
Mhm. And he
But they
still
beat up all
he
these
still has
people.
all the money. No, go ahead.
Yep. No, that's basically it. They turn to leave. Thor makes a portal, so this Thor can. People don't know. If 616 Thor can teleport with just his hammer, it just he couldn't do the Bifrost. This one also teleports without the Bifrost, but it looks like a version of it, doesn't it? It kind of like it's just all blue.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they just get teleported with lightning and flamethrower, but it has the Bifrost symbol. Sif jumps into it with them and gets teleported to Tony Stark's house, I believe. Stark Tower, New York. Looks nothing like the movie or 616. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't even think about it. It looks nothing like that one. It just looks like Empire State Building. They see Captain America in the ice. Thor's like, bro, what are y'all doing? I'm going to break this man out. And I bet Krypton got really excited until they stopped.
The first thing they go to,
Yeah.
Captain America and ice.
You know what
But
we doing?
they tell
Not
Thor,
that.
yeah, look. Yeah, to be fair. But Thor's going to break them out. They're like, Thor, we have to be delicate with it. We don't know. If you just break him out, we don't know what happened. We're trying to do this the safest way possible to make sure he comes out the best he can. But they made it specific. They chose this version of Captain America. They could have got him at any time. But he was apparently from before the Maker started changing everything. So he's the most pure hero they have, technically.
Yeah.
Before any type of correction or any type of thing. You find out Sylvie just sitting in the background, and they start explaining to them, oh, the world's supposed to be way different. The Maker messed up. He changed things. Thor's supposed to be king, and all of them start laughing in their own little way.
Mm-hmm.
Thor's confused. The Sith is laughing. And like, bro, do you really think Loki of all people supposed to be king? Have you seen Loki? And this, we finally get a full look of Reed's Doom outfit. I actually pretty like it. He's not wearing armor besides on the face, but he has the all black suit on with trimming on the side, like his manufactured Thor suit, one of his old ones. I thought it was great. But the main reason I want to talk about the issue, we get the status of multiple heroes on this page. The Maker, basically, Doom knows everything the Maker knows, so he knows what the Maker has done in a lot of names. So the first name that pops up is why is this version messed up? Okay, the version I got is weird. It's edited out for a reason, but John Hammond, the original Human Torch, dead. Steve Rogers, undefined. He was in ice. James Buchanan Barnes, dead. Robert Grayson, inactive. Who's Robert Grayson?
That name's not ringing.
You know what that is?
That name's not ringing any bells.
Jack Monroe, inactive.
Oh God.
Thor Odinson, captured. Howard Stark, controlled. Reed Richards, controlled. Susan Storm, dead. Johnny Storm, dead. The Thing, dead. All defenders that Thor other than Reed is gone.
Oh man,
Henry Jonathan something. Henry Jonathan something, I believe it's Hank Pym. It says he's inactive.
No.
So Hank Pym is alive and he exists, but he's inactive. Robert Bruce Banner, controlled. Peter Benjamin Parker, inactive. So we also see Doom with Peter Spider in here. So I think he's gonna go find adult Spider-Man and make this guy get bit by the spider. I think it's gonna be fun. Janet Van Dyne, inactive. And then Stephen Strange, right before the page cut off, says captive. So Stephen Strange exists, he knows magic, and he's being held somewhere. So I think that's gonna be the next issue.
Okay.
But Thor, once he sees all this, he's like, I'm with y'all, I'm ready to fight. It's been a while since I had a good fight anyway. Sif is like, as long as Thor is around, I'm gonna be here. But they break into some place in Britain. I'm trying to find the name. Oh, they break into the castle in Latveria. They usually belong to Dr. Doom, but Dr. Doom. Yeah, cryptic. That's what I'm bring up. Dr. Doom is not on that page.
Ooh.
You think after the Fantastic Four, right before or after it, or at least like number one, because that's the place that the Maker made his base. You think Doctor Doom names would be up there, but he's not at all.
Where did the Maker get that Doctor Doom mask from? I wonder.
That's what I'm saying. So whatever Doctor Doom is situation in this universe, it might be very interesting to find out.
Mhm.
But they go to Latveria, which is the Maker's main castle. They fight Captain Britain. The reason this is why I asked you that question earlier. I asked you, did you know anything about Captain Britain?
I know
My
very
knowledge is
little
limited.
about Captain Britain.
Yeah,
All I know.
my knowledge is limited, but from what I remember, you can't have the sword and the necklace at the same time. And if you pick the sword, you become you don't become Captain Britain, you become something else. And you pick the necklace, you become Captain Britain.
Noted.
It was something like that from my knowledge. So seeing this man here who had both was throwing me off. But I was like, different universe, probably different rules. I don't care. The Captain Britain stabs Thor to the back. So we just got Thor. Thor's ready to fight. He stabbed to the back. I'm like, bro, you better not kill Thor already, bro. I'll be pissed. Captain Britain backhands Sif in like the most devastating backhand I've seen in a long time. Because she is like zooming across the screen. He tries to attack Iron Man. Iron Man armor holds up pretty well, which is impressive. Iron Man's armor is more durable than Thor's body. Let's talk about it.
Oh God. Well, you gotta remember, Thor wasn't exactly, working out 5 times a week when he was being held prisoner.
Yeah, maybe Thor's out of shape. Who knows? Maybe his durability gonna be upply.
Don't let the 200 pounds of muscle on Thor fool you. He was just getting lazy throughout those years.
But in Iron Man Armored Adventures, there's a scene where someone tells Tony, "I know that face," and he replies with, "I want you to remember it." When he gets unmasked in a fight, they do that same dialogue here, and he puts the hand up to Captain Britain's face and goes a full repulsor beam to the eye, basically blinding this man and sending him off. Then Thor teleports him out. They put Thor in a healing pod, and they get put on the healing pod, and you see Captain Britain going to go cry. He's crying to all the other world leaders who have fought, the Moon, Khonshu, Magic, some ninja person I forgot right now.
Wait, Ileana Rasputin is in this book?
Duh. See, that just shows you don't listen to anything we talk about weekly. I hate you.
But sometimes I'm doing.
She was in every issue of Ultimate Invasion.
I skimmed through Ultimate Invasion and I did see her. I just didn't know she was in this book specifically.
Yes. Okay. I'll forgive you for that. But her brother, and Omega Red are the leaders of the Russian faction in this.
Yeah,
this
that
universe.
makes sense.
They are part of the world leaders of the universe right now.
That makes sense.
Of the world. So she's basically the face of that part of the organization. But he's crying to them. I believe this woman's Viper. Because she has the green lipstick and everything, and the short hair that Viper has in some scenes. And I mean, in old comics to a degree. Maybe, I don't know. But he's crying to them, "I lost my eye. We have to do something. We have to go kill him, please." Like it's
he sounds like such a fucking crybaby, man.
He is. I can't wait till he loses his title, but you know he's going to.
Give it to Psylocke. Give it to someone who actually fucking deserves it.
But so people don't remember, the Hulk is smart here. He's like, no, we use this to our advantage. We have Thor, Tony Stark, and someone else on record attacking us, and then they activate one of the Maker's satellites, which was the Stark team, and then they blow up a city. And they blame it all on Tony Stark, since it's his company's product, and the Maker isn't around. So the world right now thinks that Tony Stark attacked the main heroes of the world and then bombed the city.
Wait, I forgot. Did that include Captain Britain? What
do you mean?
No, I mean when they blew up the city. Because I don't have the issue in front of me, so.
Oh, no. He is alive in the panel afterwards. I don't think that city was written.
Gotcha.
Well, the city was like in Britain or anything.
Okay.
I can't really tell where it is. That's why I was trying to find. I had the issue in front of me.
Hmm.
But well, I'm sure we'll find out next time. How much you want to
Yeah.
bet is New York? I think that'll be funny.
Oh man, the Hickman is like, okay, let's just get it out of the way. We've seen New York blown up too many times. Let's just put it out of its misery. Like, yeah.
But yeah, so at the end of the page we get the so when the maker remade the world and started changing stuff, it was in 1963. That's the start date, and it ends in 2023 when he died. Wall got locked into the tower. But you get a news report at them talking about the damages. Let me see if I can get the city. This is 1 week later. Millions died. Somebody is missing. I really can't. They're scrolling the names on the bottom of the. Oh my god! I didn't notice it the first time.
What?
It. I thought in the news part, they're scrolling names at the bottom of the screen of people who died.
Okay.
And in the part they have Emily Osborn, Norman Osborn.
Oh damn.
So
On
the Green
that list,
Goblin,
is there
all them
any
are dead.
characters that I care
And
about?
more importantly, one of the last few names is May Parker.
Oh.
Scheisse.
Another
So
name
no
on here I
deal.
recognize was Alexander Pryor, who, if I remember, had like the male version of Madeline Pryor or something. Yeah, it was some weird book I read that said something like that. I don't remember.
Wait, so they gender
Madeline
bent Jean
Pryor?
Grey? They gender bent Jean Grey in the Ultimate Universe?
No, it looked like they probably generated the clone, but
No, Madeline
I just
Pryor.
thought it was when they.
Cryptid,
Yeah.
do you not know who Madeline Pryor is?
No, but I'm like wondering in the Ultimate Universe when they got to Madeline Pryor,
No.
did they just say let's gender bent Madeline Pryor?
They might have, but I'm just saying, I've recognized that name for something. That might have to be another character. But I just wanted to point out that it might have been New York, even though I can't find the name, because May and the Osborne parents had died, so that makes the Peter thing even more interesting. I honestly can't wait.
Gives them
Because you
more
either
reasons.
have. That also means Harry's probably gonna be a big part of that book. He didn't die here.
Yep. Now also
Austin,
gives Peter
is there any
more
characters
reasons.
that I care about in this book? Like who died?
I'll just read the names. Someone named William Pahico. I'll send a picture for you.
Yeah, send a picture so I don't have to bother you about this.
It's all good. I think they're all just Spider-Man and probably maybe Black Panther related at the very least. But it does announce the next few books: Ultimate Spider-Man, January; Black Panther, February; Ultimate X-Men, March.
Oh, I'm so excited for Ultimate X-Men.
Cool.
And you get a piece of the Ultimate X-Men art at the end. I'll download that. Okay, you already saw it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Peach Momoko is amazing.
Which I don't like. I was very confused.
Yeah,
But no, the Peach Momoko art looks great, but there's like no dialogue. So I'm watching. Well, there's no dialogue in the first picture. I watched this little girl put a needle in her head, cut open her head, and pull out she pulled out the armored thing out of her head, and I was very. Yeah. It looks amazing. It was just confusing for me. We'll get the full content when that book comes out.
Or when we get the preview panels.
But
gotcha.
Yeah, as the first issue, I think is great. It sets up what they plan to do, what they want to do, who's the major players that can be in the book. And like you said, if you pay attention, it sets up Spider-Man. It sets up Black Panther, who's going to war with Khonshu and them.
Yep.
And there's not to be fair, I don't know none of these characters, so maybe when I post it, Witch will know.
Maybe that's why I'm asking you to post it.
Yeah, give me a second. I had to download them.
No worries.
Gotcha.
Discord.
Oh,
that's mainly it. Yeah, we can go to the next story. The picture.
Ultimate Invasion audience, go look for that book. Don't go looking for the next book we're about to talk about. Oh, Or maybe because we're talking about Gotham War finale, and I was lucky enough to get the metallic pinup model of Catwoman.
I
So
almost decided to get a metallic cover when I got the Alan Scott Green
You,
Lantern, but then I
you
ended up not getting
pervert.
it.
aw.
You pervert. I'm
Yeah,
looking at it. I
you
can't believe it. What? Gotham War,
Oh wait, who are you talking
DC
to?
fandom.
Oh,
You
I needed to make
you said,
something
oh, this
worth
book's
it.
trash, but lucky enough, I got the pin up of Catwoman.
Oh, you
pervert.
act like that's a bad thing. All right, come on. Okay, but anyway, so you guys remember how like just so many plot points, so many different twists and turns are happening in here storyline wise?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, get ready for another one because you have Batman with Catwoman and Jason Todd, right? They're in a hideout. They're talking about everything that's going on right now, what the threat is. Bruce Wayne was able to analyze something, right, about Vandal Savage, saying that, yeah, he wants to get all the pieces of the meteorite that gave him his immortality, which just so
But
happens to be all, which just so, yeah,
before you tell you, what's the name of this book?
Gotham War, City on Fire, City at War, something like that.
Okay, thank
Number
you.
one.
I'm trying to find it as well.
City at Fire or Scorched Earth, something with fire on it.
Oh, Scorched
Uh,
Earth. Yeah, that.
oh,
Okay,
Scorched
I'm on the
Earth.
right thing.
Yep, the Gotham War.
My bad, I'll cut you off. I'm
Yep, not a problem. So yeah, the meteorite also just so happens to be the same thing that actually gave Ra's al Ghul his immortality with the Lazarus Pit. But anyway, so Daniel Savage wants to get all those pieces back so he could get a new power up or whatever, and also have the ability to give all the other criminals in Gotham immortality, right? And the last piece just so happened to be a piece that Bruce Wayne had that he was keeping in storage in the Batcave, which is why Vandal Savage had to buy Wayne Manor. And apparently, Bruce Wayne is able to analyze the fact that like all these pieces come together. They're actually being used as a beacon to attract the biggest piece of the meteor, which is still in space, and it's now about to come hurtling and blowing up Gotham. You guys remember how this event started?
No.
Yay!
Quick going back to the I'm gonna go back to the last topic real quick. I tried looking up the Alexander Pryor person, and the only thing I'm getting is Havoc. So maybe it was Havoc.
Austin, care to comment?
Huh?
No, man, I was wondering if
Having
Austin cared to comment too.
if he married Madeline, sure, that can work.
Okay.
Sorry, I just had to bring that up.
Yeah, not a problem. So now, and then this is when Jason Todd, like, in the midst of everything, he's like, wait, Batman, you lost Wayne Manor to Vandal Savage? You're losing
That's
your
sad.
touch, old man. You're losing your touch, old man. And then Batman saying, well, Dick cut me off from my network and all my tools, so what the hell did you expect? Like, Batman has nothing.
I expect you to pick up the phone and call Superman.
They actually acknowledge that here because apparently when the meteor's coming, right, the Batgirl is like trying to contact the Justice League, but they're busy with another crisis at the moment, so they can't.
There's no way you need 9 Kryptonians for one crisis, bro.
That's how they explained it.
Also, even if you did, there are way too many people in the Justice League for you not to get any help. Okay?
Mm-hmm. The meteor's coming extremely fast.
The Green Lantern?
Yeah.
The meteor's coming extremely fast. That's their logic.
It's coming so fast that the other superheroes who also monitor shit like this don't come do anything.
It is so fast that Flash can't just run and remove everyone in Gotham in like under a minute. I've seen a minute war.
It's so fast that they don't have to. What? Just to have a space station still? Where are they living at? They don't have anything on patrol, defense to look at. What about the? No, I'm sorry. The Justice League aren't the heroes that they need to call. the Titans. They're the new Justice League right now. They're not do anything. Starfire can't do anything.
They're all busy, all right.
That's what they all say.
Gotcha. But anyway,
They're
going
probably
back to the
hoping
book.
Gotham die, bro. If Gotham disappears, most of these problems will go away.
But speaking of that, like, you see Jason's confused by that little tidbit of info that Wayne Manor got bought by Vandal Savage. So this is when Batman, communicates with the rest of the Bat family, right? And you have Dick, who's basically like, wait, Vandal Savage is part of this? What the hell is happening? Like, even the Bat family doesn't even know what's going on in the Gotham War,
Does anyone really know what's happening in the Gotham War? No.
How do they don't know that happened?
Plots are just going by too fast.
Usually the people that go to the Wayne Manor all the time and used to live there be concerned when it's not in their name no more.
I don't think the Bat family knew that Wayne Manor got bought by Vandal Savage. Jason didn't know.
Bro, that's crazy.
Dude, if I was Nightwing, I'll feel like an even more shittier. I'll feel even more shittier about myself with the fact that I stripped Batman out of the rest of his tools after he already lost his house.
No, even like that. You go to the back page. You didn't realize?
Apparently not.
You know what's crazy?
What?
First. Well, it's Vandal, it was Talia al Ghul that bought out the rights to the house.
Yeah. Gotcha. But anyway, so while they're all regrouping, Batman gives a speech saying like, okay, I know all of you don't trust me, but I trust all of you. Like, to save the day, to make the right choice. So they all agree we have to stop Vandal Savage, but at the same time, we also have to stop.
Admit that he did something to Jason and fix that, or we just want to let that keep going on and not talk about it?
The city is on fire, literally.
Apologies.
Like for God's sakes, like on top of the meteor coming to annihilate Gotham, you also have all those. You also have all the.
I'm just saying, if I'm trying to save the city, maybe having Red Hood at the best could do something. I
don't know. Maybe Batman never knew how to reverse the operation. But on top of all this, you got to remember all the villains have been given Batman level tech, and they're running havoc all over Gotham at the moment. So every member of the Bat family, they have their hands full here. You have Catwoman, she's going to, search for the last remaining pieces of the meteorite.
And Damien's not here, right?
Damien is here, and he looks like he's still bitter. He's like,
I'll talk about that. Yeah. Keep going.
Okay, so while all the Bat family are off, stopping the bad guys. Oh, by the way, you remember when Professor Pig had those gauntlets, Austin? Yep. Yeah, it turns out those were Venom's. Those were Bane's Venom sacks. So yeah. Yep. So anyway, you have Catwoman. She's stopping one of the criminals that she trained, right? Saying like, hey, I'm getting that meteorite first, and the bad guys they're saying, Miss Selina, look, this is not what you think. I am not stealing any meteorites, all right? I did not want to join Vandal Savage. My life is shitty enough as it is, and I don't want to live eternity like that. I want to see my mom in heaven one of these days. Yeah. Go for it. So, fight happens. Tim Drake, gets captured by the villains. Bat family comes in and breaks them out. And, while Batman and Catwoman, they took it upon themselves to go after Vandal Savage directly, right? And I kind of like Catwoman's whole monologue. First off, she sneaks onto the car of one of the thieves she trained, right? You see him talking on his phone, like communicating to Vandal Savage, or at least one of his superiors, saying, "Oh man, this is the best gig ever. I'm using all the skills that Catwoman taught me, and now I'm going independent, and I'm gonna get immortal on top of this. This is the best week of my life." And you have Catwoman on top of the car listening to all this, saying, "You motherfuckers! I tried
Everyone
teaching
wants to be
all."
immortal until everyone they know dies, and they feel bad about it.
Yep. I tried teaching all of y'all to catch your own fish, and you go and do this. You guys are going back to being henchmen for bad guys. Like, yeah. What were you expecting was going to happen, Catwoman? Okay,
Look,
so
either way, Catwoman, you're just making criminals bigger criminals. I don't know what you want to do. Now that look, first they're just regular henchmen and the Joker. Now they're super thieves henchmen and the Joker. That was what you did.
that are about to be immortal, that are about to have
Yeah.
superpowers. Okay, but anyway, so Catwoman and Batman, they make it to the telescope where Vandal Savage is at, waiting for the meteor to come and strike them. And during the fight, that's when Jason Todd pops up with the bat plane and decides to make the sacrificial play in stopping that meteor by colliding with it. I thought, despite the fact that he now has a panic attack because of what Batman did to him, but yeah, he manages to escape right before he makes impact with that comment, and he does destroy it, but a good chunk of it does still fall to the ground. And that's when Vandal comes in with his daughter, right, saying, "It's here! It's here! The power has returned to me! Oh, yes!" And the daughter's like, "Oh, finally, now we get to be immortal. Oh, sorry, sweetheart." And then Vandal stabs his own daughter in the gut, and he's like saying, This power all belongs to me!" Wait a minute. Wait. No,
That's why
something's
this
different.
sucks.
No, wait. Something different. This meteor is different. What's going on? And all of a sudden, like, things start breaking. The glow from the meteor starts brightening up. Catwoman comes in the midst of it to try saving Vandal's daughter. She does, along with Batman, but unfortunately, Catwoman slips and falls into that. Basically, a new Lazarus pit gets created because of this meteor. Yay, So, anyway, the story ends 2 weeks later. The government comes in, makes a quarantine zone around the new Lazarus pit. Apparently, Vandal Savage and Catwoman are MIA now. You have Dick coming up to Batman saying, "Look, I know you've been through a lot, but I just had to do what I had to do to you. What you did to Jason was unforgivable. And you fought against your own family, Bruce."
Again.
They fight him all the time.
You did it again, Bruce. I thought we got over this. We should be over this.
I can't believe after last week you backhand Tim off the roof. I can't believe you're fighting us again.
I just want to stress this out. Jason Todd tried obliterating Batman in this event.
This was also before Jason Todd himself also fought the Bat family and tried to hurt them multiple times. Maybe that was a previous continuity. Maybe Battle of the Cowl didn't happen, I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, like, you get to this point where Bruce is like saying, like, "Look, I know I already came to terms with the fact that I'm never gonna have a happy life, but it would hurt me if the rest of you kids don't have a happy life of your own." You also
tell that to Batman from Batman Beyond.
Yeah, also, Bruce, you don't have a happy life because you put yourself in that position. You could be Batman and happy. You just think you don't for some reason. You can't.
But speaking of that, like, apparently this whole event kind of had a deep impact on Bruce. He tells Dick saying, "Look, we all saw what Gotham turned out to be when me and Catwoman were the heads of this family. Now I'm leaving it all up to you, Dick, and also Barbara. You two are the heads of the family."
Why would you do that? Dick doesn't even stay in Gotham.
Also, wait, hold on a minute. Before this moment, Batman already gave the reins to to leadership of the superhero community to Dick. Now he has to take care of his own fucking city.
I guess.
Dick City is Bloodhaven. If you want to give it to Barbara, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But why is Catwoman the head of this family regardless, nigga?
I don't know if you guys know this. And by the way, I don't keep up with DC as hard, so maybe this has changed. But I think after the Justice League died and came back, they told Dick Grayson, "Hey, you and your team, you're the next generation. Step up." And now they're the new main team you call, not the Justice League. So Batman already had this heart to heart with them.
No. Well, Jake, they say that, but the main Justice League still gets called because it's the Justice League.
Well, because habit, we're not used to. We need a game to normalize the Titans as the new team. But but Batman and Nightwing already had this moment before, so it's just kind of weird.
Well, they're gonna have it. They're gonna have it another time, Jake. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, you get to Batman coming back to his an old house because again now Batman is poor and he still no longer has access to his equipment now thanks to Nightwing. He comes back and you have a message from Riddler, right? Telling him, yeah, thanks for stopping Catwoman's little crusade. Let's do this again. We did a pretty bang up job together. Hey, Batman.
What did Riddler do?
Riddler was giving Batman hints as to where Catwoman's criminals were striking in this event.
I would have been pissed. Can you imagine you trying to save the world? The guy giving you riddles and shit. What if you can't solve it?
Oh yeah, like he didn't straight up give him the answer too. He told them riddles as to where to go and strike next. Like, come on.
Well, give him a break.
But anyway, you have Riddler coming in here saying, "Okay, now here's the next intel I came across. Did you know, Batman, that there are 3 Jokers running about?" And Batman's like, "I don't have time for this." He holds it like. I know there's 3 Jokers.
So the Batman knows already.
Yeah,
the Batman's into the
why do you say? Yeah. Okay. No. All right. Continue. Sorry.
Okay.
Jake, the 3 Jokers was revealed that the original Joker made 2. Yeah.
I know that story. I just thought Batman was like, I don't have time for this. I don't care. I thought as if he didn't know and he just didn't care.
Yep.
He knows he can do it, bro. They're around, but they're not doing anything. The only one active was the last.
Didn't 2
one, the main one.
Didn't like 2 of them die or some shit?
I'm pretty sure they died. If they came back, they're still the other 2 are way less harmless than the other one. He can wait until the main one does something.
Okay.
But anyway, after he shuts Riddler's message out, he comes out in the city rooftop. And he sees what looks like a shadow figure of Catwoman above him. And, of course, she disappears.
Is she flying or something?
I guess she has some powers now. You don't know. So she's either that or she's immortal now. Just go for it. And we also have...
some mess from some other writer to figure out again.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we also have an epilogue of one of the criminals that Catwoman trained. He got word as to where the former billionaire Bruce Wayne lives. And so he breaks into his current residence, thinking Bruce Wayne must have, he must have kept a diamond or 2 from his time as a billionaire or something. And that's when he comes across all the Batman equipment, and he puts 2 and 2 together, saying, "Oh my God, Bruce Wayne is Batman!" And that's how the story ends.
I'm never reading DC again. I decided I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm done.
Did they say this is a Gotham War? But I think this is more of a war on the writers because. Nobody wanted to write the main focal point of this war, which was, Catwoman training criminals, whether that was morally right or wrong. It seemed like, that was forced upon Chip Zdarsky to work on.
Man, I don't know. They set it up as, like you said, if Batman's not working, how do we save the city, basically?
Mm-hmm.
And Catwoman had what she thought was the solution. That clearly wasn't the answer. So I thought they were going to find an answer that did work. at least for as long as this writer was writing Batman.
Mm-hmm.
But Vandal Savage, I guess. Also, this is the worst Vandal Savage I ever seen in my life. There's not a lot of good versions. There's some versions of him are great. I think the Young Justice version is the best one.
Yep.
Where they revealed that he was having like a secret war with Darkseid in the background. I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. But this one here was just terrible. I'm like, how do you make all this plan and be your plan doesn't work? I mean, I do all this, I'm gonna track the meteor. Wait, this meteor is not the same one as mine. What's going on here? I don't know. You tell me. This was your plan.
There were so many storylines here that just didn't have time to breathe. I mean, again, I found that humorous that even the Bat family couldn't keep up with everything going on. Wait, what? Bruce Wayne lost the mansion? Wait, what? Vandal Savage is part of this? Wait, what? A giant meteor is coming up to destroy Gotham? What the hell's going on?
I would give them Vandal Savage being involved. But Catwoman knew like 2 issues ago, by the way. Why didn't she tell anyone?
Yeah, I forgot why. No, she specifically didn't want to tell Jason this. Because I guess.
Fuck Jason.
Yeah, because I guess she thought Jason might have been using this to rub salt on the wound of Batman or something like that.
I don't see how. This is her fault.
And she's going to get none of the blame for this.
In fact, she got superpowers because of it. Who cares?
Oh man, she really came out of this with an upgrade, while Batman literally had the opposite.
So next time you complain about how Peter Parker was treated in Spider-Man 2, you think about Gotham War.
No. Don't even try it. Okay?
I'm just saying. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely do not have time for another book.
Yeah, definitely. But
don't worry, because to be fair, just give me time to read Uncanny Avengers, so we'll do 3 or 4 together.
Yeah.
We'll do that like first.
Yeah, next time.
But
plug in the socials, man. Which?
Anyway, Gamma 3 was crazy. Gamma 3 was
the greatest monster movie of all time. But which
plug in? Yeah.
Plug in the socials, you say?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm here to plug in some socials because of apparently. Subscribe to the YouTube because it said so. If you subscribe to the YouTube, it proves that Spider-Boy sucks. Anywhoosies, you can follow the Twitter at ComicFanatic69. We do post things sometimes. You can also follow the Instagram at ComicFanatic 2.0. And also, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at WitchOfYoin with an E instead of a U, because I'm not going to change it. And you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at witch_of_Jotunheim. And also, stay tuned for a special live stream happening very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to find these other names. Austin will crush you. I don't know about the other 2, but Austin is a wall, so be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You leave my wall out of this company.
Hey, I'm just saying the truth, man. Well, and if you find Jake, good luck. He's I don't know what he's gonna do, but good luck.
Because you're not gonna survive the encounter.
Exactly. Yeah, can't say anything about Cryptid because he's an old man.
Who has a life and responsibilities.
Yeah,
and
I
great
do too.
Power.
We all do.
Mm-hmm. All right, audience. With that, closing out tonight. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.